And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the On the Rise Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas, joined by my co-host, AJ, all the way from Norway.
And we're good to be back. I'm glad to be back.
I'm not.
So, Giles, how was this week been for you? We came back now a week after our first debut show. What's your feelings?
I'm just happy to be back.
Good.
I feel like we've got a good starting point. I think people will maybe start to lose faith a little bit. They were thinking, these guys coming back? Is this gonna happen? Obviously, there was rumors we were, building our own studio and everything else. But I mean, yeah, I think there was a few people there just thinking, yeah, they kind of get. Did you notice on your Instagram, like some of the activity was going down and you're just reposting old shit?
Do you believe in something called the evil eye? Have you heard about that thing?
Evil eye.
It's a tradition in different cultures. So if people really wish you bad things, that it can happen. Giving you the evil eye.
Yes. Tell me more about that, AJ.
Is there somebody you feel are giving us the evil eye since we've been gone for 3 months?
Well, you can usually check by who checks your stories. Because if they check your stories and they don't like your Instagram ever, but they're checking it every day, they're giving you the evil eye.
The evil eye.
Yeah.
So how was your feelings coming back then? Tell us more about it.
Obviously, this is like a production. You all right? What are you doing? Carlim's doing rude things.
Looking at a picture at Julia Foray over there.
Yeah, and he's
relax now.
Okay. Yeah. He was. Yes. I'm just. What was I saying?
Evil eye coming back.
Evil eye.
Back.
Yeah. It's a good starting point. There's things we do need to improve.
Like what?
Well, they had issues with the sound continuity
last week.
Yeah. Because you put it up, and thing is, it all sounds great, but there's so. I mean, we could write. Carlim, couldn't we write a book? On, how many nights were you in that studio? You and Derek till till midnight, and sometimes there was. We could write a book that thick on that. It's not a case of buying a microphone, buying this, buy a couple of cameras, plug it in, off you go. I tell you what, I wish it was that simple. So very stressful, but it's all been worth it. And all I know is because we've just filmed for several days, and I'm telling you what, I'm just so happy to be back. But there's always room for improvement, and we will get this show perfect.
Mixed feelings. Awesome to be back. Finally, we're back. We have a studio that we have more access to.
Yep.
Than before, meaning we can be more hands-on. But when you're a perfectionist, obviously we got a lot of feedback. The sound wasn't good.
Yep.
The good thing is we have a year from High Tech for this
High Tech
show.
Pharmaceuticals are our sponsor for MD Global Muscle.
Meaning, and for me, I'm not a nerd, so for me the sound was fine. But I got a lot of feedback that it was not.
Yeah, it was the the intro and the ads were louder than the show, so you obviously have to adjust the sound. So like your mic wasn't turned up high enough, which is. To be honest, when you played it on your phone, not on your headphones, it was okay. But when I listened to it, when I was on the treadmill at home, I listened to it and I thought, no. Then you spot these things. But I think straight away there was you, me, and several other people, like people from MD and stuff, and we pretty much had the same list of things that we needed to change to improve it. But the thing is, AJ,
so it's like you got a girlfriend and you hit her, but she tell you it was good, but she didn't come.
What hit her?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean not like.
No. I'm talking about sex now, bro.
Okay.
So it's like you have a girlfriend that you dated, and you had sex with her finally.
Not like the men's physique.
But she didn't come when you made love.
That's very crude.
So it's a little bit like this. We have our own studio. We had last week. It was epic, but the sound wasn't perfect.
So she faked it.
She faked it in a way.
Yeah.
But we're back still in a way.
Been there, mate. Actually, I feel like we go back to episode 36 where you asked me if I ever faked it.
Oh, no. But we got to look at the positive. We have a year to fix it. And when you're listening to this episode...
I wouldn't say we got a year to fix it.
No. But I'm meaning we have a year to improve every day.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, some of the people were sending DMs and stuff, and I thanked every single one of them. I said, thank you so much for caring enough to say, look, guys, this isn't right, that's not right. I said, we'll address everything, because the thing is, to get to this point, AJ, to get this studio up and running, we pulled a miracle out of our ass with this, because we didn't want to do something. Look at most of these media outlets. They are doing, it's no disrespect, but it's like Zoom or Skype, and it's just them with their webcam. They've got no microphones, no lights. We've got lighting, sound, the best mic. These are the same microphones that Joe Rogan uses. We checked. You know, and things like
Giles is in love with Joe Rogan. We know this for a fact.
Yeah, he's amazing. But all like the little finishes that you see on this show. I mean, we'll get everything addressed, and we will get this show perfect because AJ, we want the biggest and the best bodybuilding show. I don't want other outlets to even come close to us, mate. And if they catch up to us, then we'll find other ways. I sound like you know.
They're gonna have the views because they have some technical way to get it, but they will not get the content.
No, and they won't have access to the many athletes we had. I mean, how many athletes do you think we've done in since we started Global?
We are a
Hundreds.
week out now from the Brandon Curry tour, aren't we?
We are very excited.
Is everything as it should be, or is it a little bit things we got to do this last week? I think it's small things.
At the time of release, there's a couple of small things that will be sorted. It's just, I mean, the thing is, when you've got so many other things on the go, the studio filming, there is literally, I mean, I've in between filming.
Well, there's girls on your DM, I check. Porn stars on your DM, I check.
AJ likes to joke a lot.
Yeah.
He likes to pull people's legs.
No, so what are we gonna see?
Very nervous laugh, that Carly.
What are we gonna?
Do you know something?
What are we gonna see at this tour, by the way, for people?
Tour. I want
Brandon
people.
Curry. No, what's going to happen on the tour? What's the plans?
Oh, sorry. Well, I haven't got the dates in front of me, but I can.
No, what are we going to do on the tour?
Oh, sorry. The tour, they are seminars. It's a 4-day UK tour. We're doing seminars. We're doing a train with Mr. Olympia at Gemini Gym in Halifax on the
very cheap
3rd of February. Yeah, I think it's fantastic value. Yeah, I would. Can you imagine as a bodybuilding fan, as a teenager, and that poster comes up on your social media, you'd be like, "Oh, I'm definitely doing that." The opportunity to be trained by a Mr. Olympia, a current Mr. Olympia.
That should be exciting.
Yeah, you'd just be like training arms. He's showing you how to do bicep curls or tricep pushdowns, and you're looking at his arms as he's showing you and demonstrating. So we're doing that, and to be honest, for me, I mean, what was on the Phil Heath tour?
Did you Photoshop that picture with Phil Heath? Remember, your arms look like Lee Priest in that picture. Did you see that picture?
Okay, did I fuck?
He had a picture made with Phil Heath. We trained. Josh looked like an IBB pro that day, bro. It was just exploding. It was, I don't know what was a shadow. Or it was that. What is this pump again? That Intra watermelon lemonade taste or whatever it was.
It's all about the angles. It's all about the angles. Yeah, all about the angles, baby.
Brandon Curry, Train with Curry.
Yeah, Train with Curry.
Charity event.
Charity event with Brandon Curry and Kamal O'Gargney.
Zone Gym.
No, I want to talk about the charity thing a bit more because Derek Clark, who's helped us set the studio apart, who's like our technician with sound and light.
Big shout out to Derek Clark.
This would not be possible without Derek. I'm not saying it wouldn't be possible, but I would have had a nervous breakdown, been far too much in debt, and I probably would have been. And what?
But
I probably would have. No, I wouldn't have hung myself. I don't think I would have got. I think I would have just. I would have found a way to make it happen. We
did some drugs before this intro.
Did we?
Did we?
I noticed you popped off for a while.
Yeah. Derek Clark, that is.
Yeah, fantastic guy. I really appreciate everything he did. He's been a good friend to me the last couple of years. Listened to all my rantings in the gym after I've trained and been a good friend and, very, very good friend. Part of my support team.
Yes, eh?
So, oh, God. So we want to do the charity event for his charity Unique Potential. That is in, it's in Bradford City Athletic, is it? Not City Athletic. Bradford City Stadium. And, we've got 2 mares coming.
You know what? Remember, I tried to
AJ,
smash, as they say, that old mare.
I know you're attracted to power, AJ.
Yes. That's why we like them powerful
I saw
females.
you, and AJ, I won't even say that it was just you flirting. Because I think you and Phil, I saw her eyes glazing over.
Yes,
I don't think she was crying.
Yes. So we're having the Elgar. He's coming.
I can't say Kamal O'Gargney, my good friend. Yeah,
he's coming.
Friend, who's going for his second 212 Olympia win, and he's going to win it.
And
oh no, you're not addressing that. Because we know what team you're on, Mr. Fanboy.
Lunsford.
And I'm Mr.
Mr.
Kamal.
USA.
Kamal's going to give him...
Well, we'll see. Did you see he said...
He said, what said? She said?
Remember in our last show on Friday, where he said...
I don't know what you're... Oh, what?
Lunsford, remember?
What did he say?
Remember at the end there?
Oh, yeah.
And we asked, so where do you think Flex Lewis is going to place? And he said...
Yeah,
what did he say again?
he said, well, you noticed he kind of retired when I came into it. So, yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, you could see you getting like, I could feel the table shaking when he said it because you were so excited.
Oh, Flex didn't like that.
Flex didn't like that. Well, the thing is, Flex 7-time 212. How many times do you have to win it to prove himself? And how many, was it 6 years he struggled to make weight?
Giles,
I don't think he's leaving because of Lunsford.
I can't say it enough.
Derek.
Obviously, when you put like you did, it's one thing to do. How many shows did you do?
What do you mean, contests?
Yeah,
14.
Yeah, but these guys have been like from. How many years did it take you until you did your first contest?
15 years of training.
Yeah, but these who put their whole
slow gainer
life professional into it from age 18 and upwards, like Flex and these people who compete like as a competitive professional bodybuilder their whole life.
Okay.
I know they
Flex is still only mid-30s.
Yeah, but I'm meaning I understand that you're a little bit more sensitive then because you put your whole life into it.
Oh right,
you train like a person that's possessed. You eat all your meals, you sleep, you plan, you make sacrifices that it's unbelievable. And this is we give them so much respect.
Could you imagine being like Derek Lunsford, age 26, and just saying no to going out with all your friends and even a meal with your fiance or who you're with at the time? Say sorry, I've got to train for a show. You know, it's in your 20s. You don't really have. I don't know about you, but a lot of people in their 20s don't have a huge sense of responsibility. They just kind of,
So I understand. You put your whole life into something. So when people diss you in what you think is dissing, I understand it. But bodybuilders out there, bodybuilders out there.
Bodybuilders.
NPC, IBB Pro League, us, it's a business. Without no friendly drama, or a little bit of a comment here and there.
I see what you're getting.
There's no excitement.
Yeah.
So maybe it's time to let. They're so. Do
you remember Nathan and
sensitive, bro? Some of these people.
Do you remember Nathan and Sergio? Now it's Nathan. Well, now it's Nathan and Luke, but now they claim they're best friends again. Now.
Luke and Nathan.
Luke and Nathan. So I hear. Do you believe that, or do you think it's all? Thing is, I don't want to pretend they're best mates when they're not. If they're not, you see, you know me, I like drama a lot less than you do, but I still find myself talking about it right now.
No, because I just like friendly rivalries where you don't go over the line.
Yeah, but a lot of them, I don't know. A lot of them don't understand
but it's a business job. Some people are falling asleep, bro, and it's our job to create some hype, but for God's sake.
Okay, I'm struggling to see your point here.
A lot of the bodybuilders are too sensitive, bro.
Yeah, but there's egos and
that's what I mean, too sensitive.
Yeah, so hang on a minute. I'm trying to just get a grasp of your exact point. Yeah, it's difficult. Because you'll find that they'll even agree to having okay, well, I agree. Okay, it's good for our show. But then one always takes something a little bit to heart.
And we know there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of, you know what I mean, from the different bodybuilders talking about this, talking about that. On each other. I just wish people could make a comment when it's not out of... when you're not known for making clickbait shit.
Yeah.
A little bit of fun, a little bit of drama, a little bit spicing up. It's fun. We need this, bro.
The athletes or the media? What are you talking?
Everybody.
Right, okay.
Should create a little bit of drama. People like that shit, man. We like it. We want to get entertained.
I know. I mean, I used to follow. We used to converse. You and I used to, before we even met, you and I used to always talk on the. I used to follow what you wrote on the MD forums, and I always saw that you used to really like the beef.
Oh, I love it.
We got beef.
But I love. Okay, we don't want to put. Okay, when people, let's say, people put a picture of Phil Heath and said he stole a bracelet.
Oh.
That's not entertainment. That's not beef. That's clickbait, and that's bullshit, and that's nothing to do with the sport.
No, that's freaking slander. That.
When people say he beat so and so at home, or he stole so and so, or we don't know this. There's nothing to do with the sport itself. But
so you think the media shouldn't be latching onto that kind of thing?
Not at all.
Because that's not beef. That's trying to. That's lies. That's lying. That's like
or not. We don't know the truth.
It's like really. It kind of is like what I see is like what the British tabloids
I know.
I'm very proud to be British, but I'm thoroughly ashamed of the British tabloids.
You guys killed Diana, you know that, with that paparazzi shit. You follow after her, and
Well, it wasn't me, but
want
to put that out there.
We should not laugh about a death, but yeah.
No, but I don't totally agree. That was exactly right. Yeah, she was literally hounded to death.
Disgusting British media.
Yeah. Have you seen what Meghan and Harry leaving royal life? You know, because of the same kind of thing.
What's going on with that? But one thing though, when you leave royal life these days, you make more cheese though.
300 grand for a talk.
There you go.
Like
so
a public dinner, so they ain't gonna be exactly broke.
So it's not like they're gonna leave anything really. I would rather have the cash than the title, wouldn't you?
Really? This is like the conversation we had with Hella Trevino when you said, would you like to win?
Who?
Hella Trevino.
Oh, okay.
Would you rather the Rising Phoenix cash, or would you rather win the Olympia title? And she said, why can't I win both? And so what would you see as more important, AJ? Would you rather... Okay. The Olympia. You got the choice. You got a Sandow and 400 grand.
Olympia.
Or a medal and 600 grand for win the Olympia.
Come
on. You're not listening. Okay. This year's Olympia, the athletes are given a choice. Bob Chick, the athletes rep, contacts them all, sends them a memo, a group email.
Great new job Bob has got, by the way. That digestion thing is very popular right now.
Okay. Do you know, I just saw him post on social media. Do you know that his face was used in a comic book for actual Captain America a few years ago?
Yeah, back in the day, yeah. That's why Bob is Captain America. He
Like-
has it on the forums.
I know, but I thought he was just doing it because it was his favorite comic book character.
No.
It's like when I post things of Batman.
That's why he gets the ladies.
I mean, my face wasn't using Batman, but
No, that's why.
I've just got an identity crisis.
Anyway, back to the story.
Sorry, what's talking about? Bob?
Olympia, 400,000.
Oh, yeah. So if you had the choice of 400 grand and a Sandow, or 600,000 and just an Olympia gold medal.
But you win.
You win the title. You win the title. Yeah.
Of course, the 600,000.
Really?
You win if you're known as Mr. Olympia champion. Doesn't matter what trophy
you've got no Sandow though.
No, but you're still Olympia champion. Come on.
No
now.
Sandow. There's nothing to put in your glass cabinet.
Nah,
at home.
but those 200,000 extra, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, but what's that going to buy?
$200,000.
A few Nando's. That's about it. What?
No. Of course I would
new
get.
chains.
Of course I would get the 600,000.
If I see you found your chains, AJ.
The more.
Should we talk about that, Kaleem?
No.
I think we should.
No, not on the. Well, that's up to you.
Yeah. Well, you stay at my house when we film.
So what are we talking about? I don't even know what we're talking about anymore now. Got confused. Sensitivity.
Yes.
Shouldn't people? So you don't. Yeah, clickbait. All those stuff. So when people make a video of personal drama.
Yeah, personal.
That's not the rivalry I want to see.
That's illegal, isn't it?
And well, in bodybuilding, they do. Isn't that what Generation Iron and all these things are doing? So if it's illegal, why ain't they getting sued then?
Okay. Yeah, they should be able to, shouldn't they? Maybe some of these media outlets haven't got any money to sue for. You know? Thing is, what's to stop anyone now creating a YouTube account and just putting something out and saying, okay, I won't mention it. So-and-so is I don't know, something terrible. Something that is basically illegal, like a murderer or a rapist or something. Who's to stop anyone doing that? Because they've got a platform that reaches a lot of people, but there's no accountability.
2020, we want to see friendly bodybuilding rivalry on stage, a little bit of beef in the gym.
Give me an example of a good, friendly bodybuilding rivalry.
Luke and Nathan Diasha.
Is that friendly?
Well, I've seen no blood in the streets, so.
Well, okay.
That's a good friendly rivalry going on there.
Is it? Give me another one.
From current.
Well, in the last 10 years.
Brandon Curry, William Bonac.
That's a friendly rivalry.
2 times going for the championship. And
first and second at the Arnold last year. First and second at the Olympia with Brandon first and William second. Is that a friendly rivalry? Do you think that...
Breon Ansley Bumstead?
Yeah, but...
3 times in a row, first and second?
AJ, that's just on stage. When they're not...
That's what I like to see on stage.
So what about social media? What about...
What
about the... Okay, give me a friendly online bodybuilding rivalry that didn't go sour.
Online?
Yeah.
Friendly?
Friendly.
There was some calling out and things like that.
Yeah, friendly that didn't go like tits up.
That's because they're not doing anything anymore. So there's no... we don't see that much any rivalry. We don't see any beefs.
Was there a bit of one between Dwayne Quaminer and Derek Lunsford for a little bit?
Yeah, but I was Dwayne going all in and Derek didn't even respond.
Okay. Did he?
Oh, they wouldn't respond.
Okay.
No, why would you respond to a 10th place guy, bro? When you're the
yeah.
like, come on now.
Yeah,
Would you really?
Okay. So who do you think is going to be the fastest rising star of 2020? Who for you was the fastest rising star of 2019?
2019.
I know who mine is.
Give me yours first, I can think.
Hadi, because he really rose to Oh, he's doing funny hand signals again.
Hadi Choopan is yours?
Yeah, 2019.
Why?
Because he finally got to Canada and he won a pro show outside of Europe, and he got third at the Olympia, which I think is just incredible. At 217 pounds, it's amazing.
For me, I only reward the winner, and that means for me it's Brandon Curry, bro. When you win both shows,
Rising star.
When you win both shows, you're the man, bro.
That's not a rise. Would you? Yeah, I don't know. I suppose if yeah, rising
people
star.
in 2020. I talked to a lot of people all around the world.
Sorry, he rose from 5th at the Olympia to 1st. Arnold Classic. He'd never done the American Arnold Classic apart from in 2014. Rising star. Can you call that a rising star?
What? Winning both shows from being 5th and not even doing
a rising star is like Patrick Moore.
Yeah, but how long has Hadi been competing since 2012?
As an open pro, 2017, San Marino was the first one.
Yeah. So
then he did Korea as a 212, 2017. Didn't he do an open show with Rowley? Didn't he do it? Was that the Sharu Classic? He competed as an open, didn't he?
Sarah Villegas impressed me on the female side. As a rising star.
Yeah, Sarah Villegas. She's amazing.
Female Sikh for people interested in that.
Second place at the Olympia to Shanique Grant, and I tell you what,
and nobody expect that because everybody gave the award to what's her name again, Natalia Coelho before.
Yes,
and not the winner, but it's going to be a battle between two.
Sarah Villegas was one of those ones that she was. You kind of look along the lineup, and she didn't really stand out, and then they called her out, and then it was like, oh, and then they called her back, and she really second place. She was, and the improvements that woman made. For doing the Arnold Classic as well.
People interested in men's physique, that Raymond guy came out of nowhere, won, didn't he? Or was he popular before? Or look at Jack. For people,
I was there. I was present.
Now come on, now.
No, honestly, Raymond. Show me a picture. I recognize him.
Is it a tall guy?
Tall guy wearing shorts.
No, come on, Jack.
I can't remember.
Raymond Edmonds, the men's physique Mr Olympia winner.
I was there, so I should remember. I pay less attention to the men's. I do because I thought Kaiki looked really good.
That's because we had him on the show, so you knew who he was.
No, I actually, to be honest, at the night show, I didn't realize it was him, but my eyes were drawn to his physique.
It was.
Yeah.
More than Ryan Terry?
And then when they said his name, I went, because his name's not Kaiki, is it? It's
Carlos de Oliveira.
That's the bugger. And what?
That's the booger.
That's the... No, bugger, not booger.
Okay,
that's a very different thing. Or at least I'm making Kaleem laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one person.
Carlos de Oliveira from Brazil.
And they went, Carlos, and I said to Ron Harris, I said, that's Kaiki. I said, I've got an itchy ear, sorry. Oh, that's better.
What people want to see in 2020, because it's two things. It's rewarding the people, not because of Instagram. Meaning the media out there should hype the real... If you place third in a show... We should talk more about you than the person who gets 12 who has 1 million on Instagram.
Are you talking... Hang on. Are you talking about contest placings or media?
Us in the media game.
Right. Well, we do.
Us, yeah. I'm talking about worldwide. I'm talking about other media outlets now.
Yeah, but a lot of these Instagram like superstars or whatever that have got ridiculous amounts of followers. When I see them and I'm made aware of them, I haven't got a clue who they are.
No, but you don't watch Instagram.
And then you look at and you maybe look at. I do. I spend 6 hours a day on Instagram.
That's mostly looking at wellness girls. I'm talking about.
Actually true.
No.
Well, 3 hours a day.
But there's a lot of people who give a lot of attention only to Instagram. Because now the bodybuilding game, fitness game, it's not even people for compete. It's just like, what can I say? Influence. I hate that word.
Yeah, I was talking to a lady the other day, a young girl that's about to start competing. Fuck off. About to start competing, and I said, oh look, we're starting. I said because I reach out to people sometimes. I'll just say randomly, any guest requests, because when we've got a few days and we've got some slots to fill, I said any guest requests, and half the names I didn't even know who they were.
Imagine going up to a person, Joe, Mr. Joe, rest in peace.
She did say Mike O'Hearn though. And I went, funny you should say that, but
poor, you know.
I'm interviewing her today. I know what you're going to say now.
Before we talk about Mike Gurn, imagine Joe Weider going around like he did, walking on the beach, looking at some guy with big muscles, and he said, "So, do you want to be a social media influencer?" Instead of saying we're winning the Olympia. That's what's going on these days.
Do you know what hurts me, what annoys me, pisses me off more than influencer? Kalim knows. What did I say earlier on today? I said what really pisses me off when they put that on their Instagram.
When AJ doesn't put the pen exact same place in his house.
Hang on. Hey, look, AJ, you know about my OCD. You know it's... Honestly, I'm actually going to ban you from my office. Because today I noticed there was 4 things out of place. The Fallout mask we got for the gaming nights.
You seen the movie Rain Man with Tom Cruise and this weirdo? You seen that movie, yeah? You want to be Tom Cruise or the weirdo?
Based upon my life.
Okay, back to social media influencer.
What did I say? What did I say? It really annoyed me. Come on, remember today.
Stupid quads and a big bum pics.
No, what instead of saying what they call themselves, not an influencer, they call themselves a 2 words.
Whatever.
Public figure.
Public.
What the? Do you know what? I'm going to drop 3 F-bombs today. What
I want to be a public
fuck
figure.
is a public figure? Public figure? Are you kidding me? So what? Hang on. You go outside. You're in the public. What is it? I don't understand. No, please, AJ, please explain to me what is a public figure?
No, so that's what I'm meaning. I hope
influencer. Influence what? With your bought followers and your photoshopped ass pics.
When you win a bodybuilding show, all the sacrifices, you stayed on your diet, you sacrifice.
Yes.
That's the person we should give respect, not the guy who's manipulated his Instagram numbers.
AJ, you're kind of preaching to the choir, baby.
And look for people around the world, you know, that's what they want to see.
No, I totally agree.
And the other thing we want to see, people in the streets, other than size, that we always want to see, is we want to see nasty condition in 2020, don't we?
Yes.
We want to see some nasty condition come back.
Yeah.
On all levels.
Why do you think conditioning maybe isn't as consistent as it used
because
to be?
We are so...
Because I've heard bodybuilders say, oh, it's to do with the new lighting. Oh, it's to do with the new digital cameras. It's to do with the post. And I remember Josh Latwick said that, and he said, the 90s pictures where they've increased the graininess and stuff like that, saying that the modern day guys get every bit as hard as the guys from the 90s. It's just the photos. So I hear these excuses. And I think I saw guys from the 90s. I saw them. And I'm not sure whether they were that much harder. I mean, they're a lot bigger now. To be honest, condition isn't about gear or gurus or... It comes down to graft and hard work. It comes down to sacrifice. You can't escape it. You can't work around it. There is no shortcut to it. You've got to really... I mean, when I was getting ready for a contest, you wouldn't see me for 12 weeks. You would not see me. You know, I'd be training like in the snow, like with, you know, like Rocky.
But that also though, back in the glory days.
Yeah.
When you were a world epic bodybuilder, you had supplement contracts, magazine contracts.
No, I didn't.
No, I'm just saying the professionals.
Yeah.
They had a lot more.
Oh yeah, I see your point.
It's very few people like who has it like Luke Sandow, with tons of supplements and you can just train and relax.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
We were talking about Luke.
You gotta pimp yourself now on Instagram to make anything.
Well, but let's talk about Luke as a good example of someone that doesn't have to pimp himself on Instagram and buy followers and bullshit. There's a guy that I messaged him a few days ago, and I said, "Can we slot you in for?" And he says, "Look," he says, "Here's my day." He says, "Can you fit it in this time?" And it literally was. There was like a 20-minute window in the day. He says, "I'd love to do it then." I said, and he told me he said, "That's kind of my life now. That's my daily life." It was like chiropractor. It was another podcast with Fuad Abiyad. And he listed all these things, and he said, "That's my life now." He said, "I'm a full-time professional bodybuilder." I went to the Dorian Yates premiere, and I went out for a steak with John Thurston from Muscleworks Orpington.
We're going there, by the way, for people at home. Olympia tour, Brandon Curry's coming to
Muscleworks Orpington, and the next day,
fantastic gym.
A fantastic gym. We're going to Zone Gym in North London the day after as well. That'd be a good one. So we went for a meal afterwards, and we were walking out, and he says, "Giles," he says, "I forgot to tell you," he says, "I've just been signed by Redcon for 5 years." But thing is,
Aaron Singerman, happy birthday, 40 years.
Happy birthday last week.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah. So, but there's a guy that he's on every podcast. He's very, very amiable, easy to work with. He contacts you back. He's prompt. He's professional. He's polite. I mean, he was one of your favorite guests, wasn't he, Colin? Yeah. Why was he one of your favorite guests? Can you shout?
Hey, hello. We don't know. Who is it? Don't talk about the future. Stop it. End of story. We don't know. What?
Who?
We
What you
can't talk about the future.
What can?
No.
Okay,
Stop this now.
You got a time machine.
No, we don't have a time machine.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
only in the movies.
Hot tub.
Stop it.
Hot tub time
What-
machine.
you ain't snitch on the future.
No, anyway, but I mean, my point is, like, you think about when we reach out to the big names on this show, and they don't even message you back.
Today. Okay, today.
Hey, we can't talk about the future,
'cause
AJ.
this we can say it. Today
Okay.
we had our good friend, 7-time Olympia champion Phil Heath.
Makes me cry every time.
Very good man with big guns. And
Not as big as mine in the right angle.
we act.
Do you know? Can I say what he said to me on that tour?
Yeah.
And I said, "Hey Phil," I said, "Look at this picture." I said, "It's all about the angles." And he says, "Bro," he says, "that is such a white guy thing to say." He said, "White." He said, "What is it with these white guys and their angles?" He said, "What he talks about." I hope that's okay, Phil, saying that, Phil. But
So
we love you, Phil. We do.
we actually called Phil 30 minutes before and said, please, no, an hour before what it was,
Maybe 2.
and said, please, can we postpone it 20 minutes? Because we have somebody we want to give an opportunity.
Oh, right. So, yes, you're right.
A men's physique person. And
Yes.
you know, you and me, we appreciate, well, I appreciate
I do.
all people in the IFBB Pro League with the pro card who's doing their best.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what division. But we usually don't have so many men's physique guys on. So we wanted to have him on because he's a big name going into this Arnold
of
Classic.
course, yeah. We don't want to omit them.
And he said, yeah, bro. And I said, okay, let me talk to Phil first. And he said, yeah. He said, okay, so you can come on. So we postponed our interview with the greatest of all time with Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
And maybe some people said with Dorn Yates and Lee Haney too. We don't want to be too biased. I'm biased, but are you biased?
Nope.
Who's the greatest of all time other than Ronnie? Remember, Lee Haney dominated 8 times in a row.
Dorian or Phil? Lee Haney.
That's
Oh,
how I think.
shit. Ronnie. I would say the most. It's different eras, isn't it? I would say Phil and Ronnie. For me, Phil and Ronnie. Dorian was dominant. He was dominant. He was in a very competitive era.
Very competitive.
It's very. I mean, Arnold. The thing is, you could Arnold the physiques
No,
are
but Arnold,
different.
stop this
then.
now.
What?
Arnold cannot be the greatest of all time on stage. You gotta look at the
Do you know-
physique,
do you
not
know
the
what,
celebrity status. Stop it now.
No, when Arnold was competing, there was.
How many people did he compete
Yeah,
against?
exactly. I know. I was just about to say that there was much less people that he was competing against, but he was
I
like,
also
kind of
heard him
ahead of
drag
his
some.
time.
Yeah.
What's that?
No, but with Arnold, we cannot
I
disrespect.
know, are we talking about dominant or
Who's the greatest Mr. Olympia champion? When you say the GOAT and all that stuff, it's Ronnie for me.
Yeah, Ronnie. Phil second.
So who's second?
Phil second. Lee Haney third. Dorian fourth.
Oh!
Arnold fifth. Oh, no, I'm struggling past that. I'm struggling.
What about the one-timers currently? We cannot write off. Well, it's hard because Shawn Rhoden might come back. Let's a little bit. Any opinions on the Shawn Rhoden situation?
Yeah, I feel bad. He's fuck. I've messaged him several times, and you get like a kind of standard answer back, but I don't know what to say really. What's your? Just give me yours, and I'll clarify mine. What do you think? Tell me. Where does he go from here?
I want to see this case settled,
Yeah.
and then we can see.
Yeah,
There's nothing more we can say.
I think if it gets settled and he doesn't go to, I think where does he go from there? He's 44 now. I mean, he didn't get to defend his Olympia title. He was on the Arnold poster with Rami, and now he isn't. I've heard that they won't even give him his pro card. What is going on? Do you know what? I reached out to him a couple of times since again, and he hasn't responded. So I'm trying. I would hope by now that these people know that our intentions are good and what sort of a vibe, and that we're not haters, we're not clickbaiters. I would hope that he knows that our intentions are good. But at least if he said, "Bro, I can't come on and talk about it," or it's like it's really, I would say, well, okay, we'll just completely avoid that subject to get you on. I just
Because you have asked many
can't-
times.
I've asked many times, and I'll be honest, AJ, I'm getting really frustrated, mate. I'm getting really frustrated. Even if he just said, can we just wait until this case is settled? I say, yeah, fine, but just at least respond to me. Because the other times he will respond. He responds instantly, but it's like he's avoiding the question because I really want to, like I put in my MD column, which isn't actually out yet. Actually, no. I put the
MD exclusive.
No, I've put 2 things in, and one actually is in I think it's the January issue. And I said the Revenge of Rhoden, like the return or something like that. And I took a photo and I sent it to him, and he said, "Oh, thank you so much, brother." And I said, "Look, because I was saying this is what a Mystic Tiger it was. I said this is what I predict for 2020. He's going to come back. It's all going to be clear. It's all going to be great. He's going to come back. He's going to do the Olympia. He's going to do the Athleticon. It's going to be Shawn Rhoden and Brandon Curry. It's going to be epic. Rami's going to be there. Rolly's going to be there. It's going to be the best Olympia ever. This is what I predict because this is what I want to happen, AJ. This is what I think we all want to see happen. You know, I think open bodybuilding has taken a bit of a hit the last couple of years. I think it all started with Dallas McCarver, rest in peace, 2017, dying. And then I think this thing happened in 2018 hasn't helped. Like I said, I'm not assigning any blame, but it's just a horrible situation that has arisen. But it's here and we've got to deal with it. But I think it's hurt. I think it's hurt the open class. I think it's helped other classes. I think it's taken the main focus on that away, and I think it's applied it to other categories. What do you think? Come on, be honest.
I don't
speak
know,
your truth
because I just think I shouldn't go into it because it's in thing when a person has to deal with something life-threatening to him, meaning either...
Can you imagine that pressure?
Yeah, but meaning he has to do this or that. Since I don't know any personal details about him, Shawn Rhoden, I don't know at all, you know?
He's been very nice,
I've tried to reach out a little bit. He doesn't seem to respond to me.
Thing is, though, maybe he's just so distrusting of the media because remember that frenzy? That was disgusting.
So all I can say...
but
just first with Shawn Rhoden.
Okay.
Why I don't want to speak so much about it is because if you or me were in the same situation, I wouldn't want people to talk about it on air.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Let's move it on.
Fair enough. Yeah.
How long are we going for, Karim?
37 minutes.
Oh, good.
Give them the 5 minutes and then we'll wrap it up. But
No, 2020. It's people are excited. Flex Lewis to the open class.
Yeah.
God knows what's going to happen there.
Do you want to know what I think?
Hadi Choopan. Can he come to the open? Let me hear Flex. Okay, Giles, you know Flex was for a long time.
I speak to Flex regularly, and I deliberately avoided asking him this question. But I think what he's going to do, I think he's going to do the Tampa Pro 6 weeks out from the Olympia. He's got special attachments to that show because it was the first IFB Pro show he did as a 202 back in 2008, 9.
You okay there, bro? Are you sleeping?
8 or 9. What was it? No, that was it 2009. 2009. I think it was 2009, wasn't it? Yeah, because I was with Zach Khan in Wales, staying at one of Neil Hill's friends, and we were watching the footage. Anyway, so he did Tampa. And I know Flex, when he gets personal attachment to someone or a show or something, he's very sentimental. He'll go back. He'll feel like loyalty. He's very a big sense of loyalty to things. And he said, that's where I kind of launched my career. And he says, that was the show that gave me the break. He said, and plus it's Florida. That's where he's from. So I think we'll see him do that as an open. And then obviously he will be going to the Olympia. But the thing is,
should he need to have to compete to go to qualify at all, bro?
100%.
What?
Yeah.
No.
What, you think because he's an
Yep.
Oh, I suppose Olympia champion. Because I've seen
7 times, bro.
I suppose it's like when you can turn pro in men's physique, but once you're a pro in men's physique, you can switch classes. So you think if you're a 212 Olympia champion, you can then come back as an open, not have to qualify ever?
I seem to, because remember, you're the Rain Man, but you don't follow the men's physique class as well.
Yeah.
I think
No, I'm joking.
I think I remember Mr. Sadiq getting an invite to the Classic Olympia. He didn't go into qualify, did he?
He got
but
second as a men's physique.
Sadiq has he did men's
But he hasn't
physique.
won the Olympia.
No, but he remember that year he just jumped to Classic Olympia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't.
You sure you didn't qualify?
where? He didn't do no classic shows for that.
Oh, do you know what though? If they let Flex not qualify, no, he has to prove himself. You're starting in a whole. It's like a whole different. No. You shouldn't. I don't care if
Flex
you've won
Wheeler got the special invite. Well deserved. Well deserved.
So you're saying Flex Lewis deserves a special invite?
Yeah.
So you think if Cedric McMillan could get a special invite, you think Flex Lewis should get one?
Way more than Cedric.
So if you're the Pro League, you would rather
To build
take Flex away from. I mean, imagine the ticket sales at the Tampa.
Anticipation. Nah. Imagine the anticipation of seeing him at Olympia. For the first time ever, new package.
If I was the big cheese at the Pro League, I'd say he has to qualify.
No.
Well,
he's earned it right.
I humbly disagree.
For people at home, what do you guys think? Has he earned it right? Say it loud. Hell yeah.
I hear crickets.
No, 2020, we're really excited. Most importantly, we are really, really, well, you can speak for yourself, but I'm really, really, really proud. We don't become millionaires on this job. It's a 24/7 job, isn't it? We answer people 24/7 on Instagram.
Yeah.
How many telephone calls to get this tour done? Thousands? How many telephone calls will Phil tour? Thousands?
How many nervous breakdowns?
Because for people at home, bodybuilding is not popular. It's not.
As it was, yeah.
No, at all. It's not popular compared to football or whatever. That's what we compare to.
You mean like internationally or
so
like,
to book tours, it's not easy. There's no 1,000 people showing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to... And look at this channel. We do have... we are thankful for every viewer. Yes, but those viewers to get 100,000 more viewers, I don't see them even as bodybuilding channels. I see them as gossip channel. So the bodybuilding channels don't have a lot of views.
Do you know what I would? Do you know what I would love to do as an experiment? Just to do a show, completely like with no sense of responsibility. I mean, we wouldn't do it anyway, but it'd be interesting to see just to sort of put like a 10-minute video out where we just diss people. You guarantee that's going to get 100,000 views, but so that's going to go against what we're working towards and what we stand for and the kind of product that we want to put out.
And it can be sometimes hard and lonely road, meaning when you have a debut show and you get some views, but you don't get the views like the clickbait people do, but we won't change, will we? We will not change for the views.
Never change.
We will not make clickbait shit ever. That's a guarantee.
I will not transition like some of those women that have been messaging me on Instagram.
One thing...
I was quite excited at first.
Because you stared, you glanced.
I was like, hello.
Yeah?
And then clicked on the profile, and I saw a word that I understood. And then her friend started following me, said, hey, handsome. And I went, hello. Hello. And and then I was starting to like zoom in a bit to see if there was anything untoward. And yes, there was.
And to all my IFBB pro brothers out there, be prepared. Because, Giles, have you seen anybody who answers more DMs than me?
No, you're very good at it.
24/7. I talk to all the pros.
Trolling 24/7.
Also, I talk to the younger generation coming up. That's part of why we created this star profile.
Yes,
because we love promoting new talent.
Global Muscle Star. Put my teeth back in. Global Muscle Star profile featuring the best. It's like a 10-minute segment. We obviously won the show.
But brothers out there, be prepared. There's several girls. This Instagram girls that compete a little bit, but got nice body figure.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of the pro guys, they DM these girls. But what they don't know is that I talk to these girls for other reasons. Not because I want to.
Of course.
They screenshot your guys' messages and send it to me, guys. I can name at least 12 pros now.
AJ, microphone.
That's 12 pros I can name right now that's married.
Yep.
Guys, please be more careful.
Are they the ones that actually like really, really play that? I am happily married. I am a great father. I'm a great dad. And then
I don't want to give any clues, but there are all sorts of people, and it's so. And these girls screenshot. You know why? Because these girls, I've seen these guys on the Olympia stage.
Yeah, and they look up to them.
So when they say, "Hey, baby," they show me, "Oh, AJ, he so-so sent me this." I said, "Yeah, he wants to smash."
Smash.
Even though if you're RBB pro guy, doesn't mean you don't find you attractive. You know what I mean? Like, guys, be more careful.
Yeah, don't
stay in marriage.
Don't wreck your home life just for the sake of a booty call.
The booty man can. That's Craig David. That's a song.
Booty call.
You know-
But ladies, you can DM me, so that's fine. That's fine. That's absolutely fine.
No. Bodybuilding. We're excited for 2020. Really excited.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Really excited.
Can't wait.
Really excited.
Arnold Classic, we're flying out. The flights are booked. Really excited to see, because you always see Arnold at breakfast, and you have to be all cool about it and go,
What's
hey,
the first
Arnold.
time you met Arnold? First time you met the Mr. Schwarzenegger?
That was the first ever Arnold Europe that I covered with Flex Wheeler in Madrid in 2011. That was when Ronnie launched his RCSS channel supplement company, and I was had a good time with him, and I started working for him. But yeah, that was the and I was sat literally. I was first of all.
What year was this?
This was 2011. I was actually sat in Arnold's seat because we needed. There was 8 seats at the front, vacant, and Rafael Santoya at the time.
The guy we do not talk about.
Yeah, he put me and Flex in the front, and he said, "But you'll have to move when." Have you heard this, like my Triple H story? Or? No. I've told this story many times before.
Tell it again.
I'll tell it again, because I needed to be able. Because this was back in the day when we had to type. I had to type the play-by-play on a laptop.
Oh.
Which, can you imagine? Like now, it's like with all the tap talk and all that. Yeah, it's easy down the phone now. So it was only a couple of years ago I stopped using the laptop. But they sat in the seat, and then Raphael comes up and says, "Guys, you're gonna have to move because Arnold's coming out." And I says, "I ain't moving."
Oh.
And Flex Wheeler kind of freaked out a little bit. And he went,
Yeah.
"Bro, you can't say that." And I'm like, "I'm joking.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus." And then Raphael was laughing because he obviously got the European humor.
Yeah.
And Flex Wheeler was not feeling. Also,
shout out to Flex Wheeler.
shout out to Flex Wheeler. Yeah, I've been messaging him, and I said because I went to the Dorian Yates premiere because Dorian invited me to the Generation Now premiere in Birmingham. Dorian and Gal and everyone was there.
Good movie, by the way.
It was absolutely fantastic.
10 out of 10 smash hit.
Yeah, because I haven't been a biggest fan of the Generation Now films. I didn't like them. I just beautiful production, but
Only watch it if Varinder Singh Gulam is in it.
Oh, the big
The Indian vegetarian,
Indian
wannabe
vegetarian,
but you
yeah.
know what I mean.
Yes. What was I saying?
Generation Iron.
Yeah, and they've really leveled up, mate. They really took it to the next level. It was absolutely fantastic. And plus, I think maybe because I was sat directly behind Dorian, and you're with there was Debbie Yates, his ex-wife, because she features a lot in the documentary, his ex-wife.
Okay.
And it was really nice because and he said these 2 rows are for family and friends. So there was all Dorian's friends, and Lewis, his son, was right in front of me. And I think it maybe added to the, so it was, you really kind of took it all in, and you could see Dorian watch. Imagine watching someone that is watching his own film for the first time. How cool is that? Like a documentary about because they went right through his entire life. And it was handled really sensitive. And Dorian's in a very good place at the moment, so he was very communicative, and it showed a lot of aspects of his life. And it was a real it was kind of a feel good, So it was good timing that they made it. But I forgot my point now.
Before we get the ultimate bodybuilding legend on, since we've been away, I've been looking a lot of different bodybuilding training videos before I go to the gym.
Yeah.
Which current bodybuilder impresses you with their content when it comes to, the old school Jay Cutler rips to shreds DVDs and things like that? You remember back in the day, you watch them over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Are you on about Instagram or YouTube?
No, proper YouTube channel. Which training series currently impresses you? A little bit.
I don't really watch.
No, but give me one. Something. You gotta watch
Wesley Vissers.
You like them?
Good quality content. There's a lot of information. Very informative. A lot of good basic stuff. Because I think the generation nowadays, all they've got is Instagram to see how people train. There's no real people. They don't read books anymore. They don't really read magazines much anymore. So I think they really look to these 1-minute clips on Instagram to see how people train. So they need these YouTube channels to learn how to train properly.
You like Wesley says? I've been watching on.
That's the one that springs to mind.
The one you should check out. I've been checking out before. This 3 months away. Yeah. So
yeah, Mike.
Mic check. It's actually before I go to the gym. Sometimes I watch. People check. They probably know it, but Regan Grimes.
Yeah. I've seen his Instagram stuff.
Yeah, but his YouTube series.
Okay.
It's very good.
Is it?
It's very good. It's good energy, good information, good weights. Got a good feel. Regan Grimes. I'm impressed.
Do you think that's why he's got such a big Instagram following?
I think Also that he's tall and friendly.
I never think of him as tall, you know.
Regan is a tall guy.
I don't ever.
5'11", 5'10", 5'11".
Well, because when I spoke to him at the Olympia, he was sat on a table.
Mm.
So.
No, he's Canadians are very friendly, aren't they? What's it called? Polite.
Regan's not Canadian.
Where is he from? The Philippines or what?
Philippines.
Regan Grimes. He's not from Canada.
Oh, he's not from Canada. North America.
Where's he from?
I'm thinking of Chris. Hang on, Regan Grimes.
Bumstead is.
Regan Grimes. You sure?
Yeah.
Not Ian Valier or Chris Bumstead.
No. Valeria is from America, by the way.
Regan Grimes is California. He's not Canadian.
Yes, Regan Grimes.
What am I talking about?
Okay, we got to do this on the air. Producer, you got your mobile there?
Yeah, we're not allowed to turn it on now when we're filming.
Yeah, you can.
You'll get all messages from all the ladies.
Just check that before. Regan Grimes is not from Canada, bro. Are you
out,
trolling me? Haven't you seen the videos up in the north?
Check out Carlin's Instagram. Carlin, the producer.
Regan Grimes, come on. You didn't know that?
No. Hang on.
Are you trolling me now?
I've got a bit of a brain fuzz.
It's from Canada, correct?
Come on.
World's slowest producer right now.
He's sat in the dark like Batman.
Like there. Just a little bit of not people laughing at us at home.
Yeah. What did golfer make you dinner?
Regan Grimes. You know how to spell it?
Yeah.
Good.
He's from Canada, is he? Well, maybe we should just carry on talking.
Is he from Canada?
No, he's left. I know that Antoine Valente is from Canada.
He's with. He left Redcon now.
Did you see Ian Valier's Instagram? AJ.
Wait. Hello. We waited 2 minutes. You don't want to even get the answer?
Hello.
Yeah, that sounded a little bit fishy. Yeah.
Yes, it did.
What's the? What? There you go. You didn't know. Okay.
He's just moved there then.
Canada. Regan Grimes, Antoine Volant.
Yep.
Who's our big Jamaican? Although he lives in Canada.
Quinton Area.
Quinton Area.
Yeah, he's awesome.
John Seaman.
Yes.
Joe Seaman on Joe Seaman, who we had on season 1.
Yeah,
he's made improvement. His pecs is better now. He's made improvements.
He's looking big, really big.
Who else is from Canada? Come on.
Forearms. Mr. Veiny
yeah,
Forearms.
but he's not competing now anymore.
Oh well, he's still a pro.
Is he? Yeah, he's a pro, but he's not competing.
Frank McGrath.
Yeah.
Canadians.
Any girls from Canada that compete?
Mindy O'Brien's from Canada.
She runs not partner, but business partner.
Yeah, they run the Niagara Falls Pro-Am.
Yeah.
For the NPC Worldwide.
Which class did she used to compete in?
Women's physique. She beat my ex.
She will be too small for that class now.
I didn't think she should actually.
She will be too small for the class now.
What do you mean too small?
Yeah, but
no, she had good muscle size. She was good. She got 8th at the 2000.
She will beat Valentina Mishina and those girls today.
Listen,
stop it now.
Hang on a minute. So Shanique was massive, was she? She's got smaller.
Yeah, but she's got amazing
No.
detail.
I tell you what, there's bigger figure girls than Shanique.
Yeah, but she brings a nas and those shoulders, Shanique Grant, are something truly. They're so good. People suspect there's something going on.
Look, Shanique is probably got smaller but more refined, and so she's not. It's not a big girls class. But Mindy O'Brien, she took 8th at the 2016 Olympia. Very good. She's like a gymnast. She could do like no-handed flips and stuff. Very good routine.
She used to do fitness or
physique.
She used to do fitness before, so she knows all those.
Not sure. She might have done fitness. I'm not sure.
We gotta go, bro.
Still looks in very good shape.
Phil Heath, the champion of champions, is coming on.
Yep. Yes. Oh yeah, Phil Heath. Yeah. So, completely forgot that.
Okay. I hope you like this intro. I hope the sound is better.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Okay. Let's hope you enjoyed our intro, and we'll be right back after the break with our first guest on Global Muscle.
Phil Heath, 7 times.
Global Muscle. That's it.
Bodybuilder of the decade. Let's go.
And we're out. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the On The Rise Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas, joined by my co-host, AJ, all the way from Norway. AJ, who we got, mate?
It's 2020, so it's only natural to start off the new decade with the bodybuilder of the decade, Phil Heath!
Yes!
Woo, woo. Let's go.
Let's go.
How you doing, Phil?
I'm doing well. Thank you, guys. Obviously, Happy New Year to you both. I know 2019 was a hell of a year for you guys, but we're 2020 now, so we got to push forward, right?
Yeah,
Kick
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of ass.
We have to.
Damn right.
So, how are you feeling? We're in January 2020. How is Phil Heath?
I'm doing well. I made sure that going into 2020, that whatever good, bad, ugly thing that it may have taken place in my entire life gets, I wrote everything down and, kind of sat with it for a minute. I was in Dubai actually, and for the Dubai Muscle Show, and I sat there and I wrote everything out on a text message to myself. And it was just to remind myself that as I go into 2020, that I need to realize that everything that I've encountered, both good, bad, and ugly, has brought me here. And it's going to be great as long as I take what I've learned from those experiences and smile because I'm alive. And that's been my mentality ever since. So, I had a really good holiday. I turned 40, obviously, so that was great for me.
Join the club.
For anyone I'm in that club now. I'm in the 40th level, of life.
Life begins.
And, I've accomplished quite a bit. So I just take that with extreme amount of gratitude and understanding that the first 40 years was fantastic. But the next 40 is going to be even better. So life has been really good. It doesn't come without any challenges, obviously. Sri and I are running like 5 different businesses right now. So it's like all simultaneously. So it's not easy.
5 businesses. Name them for us, please. What businesses do you have?
So we have, Gift Athletics, which you've had for a while. We kind of put that on the back burner for a little bit to help start Phil Heath Labs, obviously the supplement company. Yep. We're actually now doing an additional clothing line, more of like, for people that want to be the swag champ, like AJ,
Nice.
Yes.
So you have Gift Athletics, you have that, you've loved that, obviously I'm wearing it, but then you have stuff that you want to have more athleisure, more things that you can wear going out, more like trendy, fashionable stuff. Because I'll be honest, guys, I'm sure you would agree. We go around some of these expos, man, everybody looks the same. No one really stands out.
Everybody's
like cookie cutter, pants, just regular shit. And I get that. So we got those 3. Obviously the Fit app, we're going into, I believe it's year 3. So my partner my partner Jerry Smith, who is actually the current CEO of Office Depot, we've been working really hard, and we offered a new freemium model for those people who just want to try it, and then if they love it, they can pay for it later. So we have that. I also have another company that I am working with called Mile High Meats, and that is a meat company that my friend and I, who's I met him through his chiropractic practice, and his family has been ranching since the late 1800s.
Wow.
So he would periodically over the last few years, would send me hey, you want some steaks and stuff? I got you. You want to try this for the Olympia? So a lot of those steaks that you would see Cherie prepare on stories and stuff were from that company. Okay. And then we just thought, man, why don't we take this and expand and see what we can do to offer this to the world, but how are we going to do it? So we really worked on, making sure that not only is the farm, adequate, high end, but also the water sources, making sure that we get with agricultural specialists to make sure that we can, provide, very high quality stuff so we can be fully transparent with our consumers.
Yeah.
And, so people that, a lot of, obviously bodybuilders, they have their choices of what type of proteins they want to do. Some people nowadays are doing more vegan stuff because of the fact that they're worried that maybe the meat isn't high quality. We're here to dispel that, and we can really show whether you're into, beef, chicken, fish, pork, no matter what it is, we're actually able to do it at a very high level. So that's another thing. I've been owning a part of a sports cream company called Phoenix Biokinetic Cream for a while. Another friend of mine who's also a doctor of chiropractic, Dr. Craig Banks out of Ohio. He brought this opportunity to me, gosh, I want to say like right around I won that first Olympia. So I've been using that for a while. And then we took that technology, got with a CBD company called Clean Remedies, also out of Ohio. We merged the two together and recreated a product that is going to be, pretty freaking awesome. I mean, a lot of people now, if you come to Denver, Colorado, I mean, everybody's into the CBD or marijuana, the THC stuff, all the modalities and stuff. I know AJ would love to live here because we have every. But
time to get high, bro. Yeah. What's your favorite strain, Giles?
My favorite strain is
mine's blueberry kush. What's yours?
I haven't a clue. I don't
Okay, anyway.
I've never done it.
Okay, what type of product are you making then? Because you didn't tell us what it was.
The sports cream?
No, I thought you said you had two things you're gonna put into.
So we already did it. We already did it into one.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I have that, and so I have that, and then of course Phil Heath Labs. I mean, I have that. We're working on international distribution at the moment.
Good.
That's been, very challenging because in an oversaturated market, you have to make sure that what you're doing is not just high quality, but price efficient with the current consumer market. Because Giles, this, like you can have a Ferrari, but sometimes you have to price it to maybe like a Mercedes, and doesn't mean that like you can always, like for instance, like hell, I believe like my stuff should be way more than what it is, but you can't because you have to look at what's trending and that's sometimes difficult. But when you run a very lean ship and you don't come out with 20 different SKUs at the same time, you actually are able to focus just on a few at a time. And so far it's been really good. I mean, as much trolling as we see online, the people who have taken it have repurchased.
Phil, we launched the product. You launched the products on our Glow Muscle tour back in the summer, and we tried all three of the products, and I will say they're absolutely fantastic. So that was for phase one. I mean, normally, either first 6 or 12 months, you just release those initial launch products. Have you got any plans to do any more, or is it more to get these first group of products more international?
So we're doing both. So right now, working to do the SKUs that I showed you guys on that tour. But then also, I was listening to a lot of fans and literally just having conversations with them via a program through Shopify, which I use online, for our e-commerce platform. Yeah. And it enables people to go on there and ping me and ask questions. Oh, fantastic. And I can actually respond personally. Yeah. It'll come up as a customer service person, but I actually do it myself or along with Cherie. And a lot of people would say like, hey, we would really like to see a protein supplement from you or a weight gainer. What does that look like in the future? And I just take a notepad and I just start writing, like, just doing little hashes like, okay, this is 5 people within the, one day that asked for this type of product. Maybe I start doing that. So what's been really cool about living also in Denver, I've been here 21 years, is the relationships that I've built. One of the, there's a company out here called Leprino Foods, and they actually are the world's largest mozzarella provider. So they're literally down the street from my house, like one of their offices. And they happen to be friends with my co-owner of our meat company. So, those are those conversations that can proliferate through time and just have a proper sit down. And essentially we are going to be able to provide not just gainers, but then real good whey protein, because I obviously, if I am not going to take it, I'm definitely not going to put it out there for anyone else to. Yeah. But one of the things I wanted to add was that we had talked about, when you're running a business, how can you differentiate yourself amongst others? And that is me having my name on the product, but me thanking them. So what I have in my hand right here, you see all these, this is a lot.
This is what?
These are most recent orders that I've had. Yeah. But I actually wrote handwritten thank you notes.
Wow. Oh, wow. So for people,
those are handwritten.
Handwritten. You do it yourself.
I did that. Yeah. And I did that.
Wow.
Because
great idea.
I felt that they need to know that when they buy something from Cherie and I, that it means something.
Yeah.
And it's not to, I ain't running for president or anything.
I would be nice.
I'm simply saying freaking thank you for allowing me to help you, because a lot of people trust me and a lot of people listen to bullshit about me online. So for anyone that can think for themselves and go on the website and educate themselves on the ingredients and whatnot and actually make a purchase, I appreciate that shit, because it's their hard-earned money that is providing me to have a company like this. The coolest thing also about doing that is that I freaking love it. Yeah. This is actually what I used to do. I used to write on all of the invoices for Gifted Athletics when I first started. No. And then obviously it became kind of, bigger, but I did that, and I wanted to do the same old school marketing by just saying thanks, man, because I don't think a lot of people give a shit. Like, people buy stuff from people all the time. I don't think and I know now people are going to probably start doing the same thing because they're going to watch this, and they fucking should. No, but they should. Yep. Could you imagine if Michael Jordan would write something to someone after buying a $200 pair of sneakers? You'd probably want to buy 5 more pair.
Yeah. It's a great idea.
Great idea.
And I just feel like I'm in a position where I want people to feel something from me, not just with the supplements, but understand that they're being a part of, this movement as well. And I get it. Like, you're going to have, the average person probably has anywhere from 3 to, let's say, 5 different companies in their home, easily, from your whey protein, your fat burner, to, your pre-workout, to whatever, BCAA, whatever. I'm just trying to be in your house, man. And I want you to feel comfortable knowing that if my product is in your house, that that's not bullshit, that is really good, and that someone actually gives a shit about you. And then the other thing about it is that the more I get to grow, I want these same people that I'm writing to, I want them to hit me back. And I want them to tell me what they think, because unlike any other company in this world, you can't name me a Mr. Olympia that's got 7, right? That is doing this and is going to ask you what you like and what you don't and what you want. And I could do contests using the phone, like, be like, hey guys, you guys want, what kind of protein you guys want? You want chocolate banana, or you want peanut butter and this, or whatever? And we have fun with it. So I'm really passionate about supplements. Obviously, I plan on doing tours with it in different parts of the world this year once I get compliance and regulatory going. Obviously, that does take time, but I see a great future in it because it's my name, and they know with that name comes with, performance and results. So really, in a nutshell, that's what I have going on. And then I would say one last thing is what everybody's probably wondering: what is breaking Olympia?
One thing, Phil, before you say that, I would just want to say for people at home, some people might think, well, Phil is just making a speech to sell products. But if you look at his Instagram, there's not many guys, unless you just come to troll his page. He answers comments. Yep. How many celebrities? Because he's not just a regular bodybuilder. Get
somebody else to do it under their name. We've seen Phil do it. Yeah, we've seen him literally sat next to him whilst he's been responding to people.
And being in the industry, we know a lot of these bodybuilders have managers that does that.
Yes,
Phil doesn't do that. And also, I would recommend the watermelon lemonade flavor on your intro.
Yeah, we did it. Inferno call. I did cardio with Phil, and I don't usually sweat doing cardio, but I was melting, and it was really good product.
So there's something going on. It's a DVD. Oh, it's a Netflix series, ain't it?
Is he allowed to talk about that? Or?
And it's called Breaking the Olympia.
So you're allowed to talk about it, Phil? Or
I just did.
Okay.
So cut. In summer of 2017, I was approached by a gentleman by the name of Adam Scorgi, and from Scorgi Productions.
Big name.
I remember him
saying. He has done an incredible job at telling stories. One of which was a video called Ice Guardians, talking about the NHL hockey players, the guys that they're bruisers, that they're the guardians of the team. Talked about that. Did one on Michael Bisping, did one on Donovan Bailey, the Olympic sprinter. He did one on Grant Fuhr, who is a very polarizing figure to me because He was the first African American goalie in the NHL to win Stanley Cup, and he did it like 5 times.
Wow.
So it was like an incredible thing and a great story too. He just recently put out a new one with the actor Danny Trejo. Yeah, and it's called Inmate One. Oh, it's amazing. Like he talks about his life, like being in prison, like being the real gangster, like. But I think what drew me to it was the fact that I get hit up with a lot of opportunities. Thank God I can, but he was the most prepared.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, one day I walk into my attorney's office and there he is, but he had like, a real booklet, like a real catalog. So he had like a real pitch book that this is what the film is. This is how we do funding. This is how you get paid. This is the channels. These are the people that are already interested in your story. I was like, dude, you already did this shit without me knowing. He's like, yeah, I had to have something in hand to show that this is real. So we went with Netflix, although we had interest from HBO, Showtime, Hulu, Amazon. We had them all. And we decided to go with Netflix.
I'm so happy you chose Phil. Everybody, so even I, who's not a nerd.
You've got Netflix.
I fixed Netflix the other day.
I need Netflix.
And Phil Heath on Netflix. Yeah, okay, tell us more.
And I think what's cool about it is that, I'm not here to talk trash about Generation Iron or anything like that. I just feel that I think we all can agree that that was a docudrama, not a real documentary. And it didn't really tell the honest truth about who I am and what I've accomplished.
There was a narrative they decided before.
I'm not going to sit here and cry about it because, that also helped me win more Sandals by all that bullshit that came along with it. So I'm thankful for that. But I think what the fans are now seeing, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, I lose the Olympia, I go away for a little bit, and then the attitude changes dramatically.
Who? Yours or theirs?
Theirs.
Okay.
Less trolling and more just like listening.
Yeah.
Less trolling and more like seeing what's going on. You can't unsee what I'm doing right now. And I think that it was necessary for people to say, wow, like we can't really talk shit about his physique anymore because we were just heckling him anyway. We already knew who he was. Now we're able to see who the man is and how he responds to stuff, which I've been doing the same thing my entire career. Unfortunately, it's just, I was the only one that went against a lot of, I was the most popular topic. I was a soft target for, other news outlets to, comment. And they knew that I wasn't going to say anything back to them. So they just carried on with their own clickbait narrative shit. So it's now time for,
That's right.
It's just the truth. And I think they all are, and it is what it is. So I took the opportunity to align myself with great storytellers and people who are very passionate and also have the resources, because you do need money to be able to do a film, like a real one. So we've already shot a few days just telling stories that some that you two would know and maybe only you guys would know, but then other ones that, people will freak out, like the stuff that I went through. And it's more just of triumph, of letting people know that I'm human just like everybody else. I've had many ups and downs, this and that. It's very raw, unfiltered, but it's honest. And it's to help other people become that true, better version of themselves and know that, like, when they see my picture or they see something that's written about me, they know that, like, wow, like this dude Phil Heath, man, like he goes through some shit and I don't have no excuse because I'm in that same boat, man. Like I've gone through trials and tribulations. I've gone through death in the family. I've gone through people making fun of me behind my back. I literally have sat with people that I broke bread with that currently today talk shit about me. I'm able to see all that. And the one thing that I made sure I did throughout was win Sandals. And that helped me do what I'm doing today, which is balancing a life, with Cherie and I, balancing business, and balancing a bodybuilding career. So, it has multiple meanings. Obviously, a lot of people are going to want to know, well, what does breaking Olympia really mean? Does that mean that you're breaking the record? Does that mean that you're breaking away from the sport? What does it mean? It can mean a lot of things. And like I said, we're just in the very beginning of shooting it. We do have all the vision boards and mood boards and stuff, but depending on how life changes, even month to month, can change part of the story too.
How long are you going to be filming this for, Phil? This is very important.
That's sure. I should have named that success, right?
That tastes like success.
Exactly.
Success.
Maybe that'll be a new flavor.
Yeah, success.
But anyway,
yeah.
I think we're gonna. The project has to be done within the next year and some change. So it could go through, I would say, another 16 months, maybe.
Okay. Wow.
So, yeah, because like I said, we're going. Like think of Generation Iron. Generation Iron filmed me in Denver, right?
Yeah.
They filmed me in my old house in Arvada with my ex-wife and this and that. They didn't really show like where I grew up, right? Like I get to go back to where my high school uniform is retired.
Yeah.
Go back and maybe chat it up with some of my childhood friends.
That's a good idea, because they did that with the Dorian Yates generation. I went to the premiere and I was sat right behind Dorian, and that was where I felt like they really stepped up to make it like a proper documentary where they don't just show you, with your cars and stuff. They show right back to the early Phil Heath. That's what none of us really know about. Like the stories you told when you were for your friend Andreas in college and stuff like that. We love hearing those stories, and that I really felt like I really got to know you a lot better, and I think the fans would love to see that. Yeah,
so we're excited about it, and we're going to shock a lot of people with this thing, because I think right now, we all can agree the sport of bodybuilding needs a freaking life preserver, but it also needs like a shot of adrenaline, and I can provide it. And I can do with this film.
Okay.
And this film is going to be all the freaking adrenaline it needs. It's almost like you got those pads and they just shock the shit out of somebody. This is going to do. It's going to shock everybody, because it's also just going to be empowering for other people, because I feel like my story is empowering, because I came from a non-typical athletic background to becoming one of the greatest of all time, winning 7 Sandows. So, there's a lot that goes on. And, to toot my own horn, I beat a lot of guys doing it. Shit wasn't easy. So I'm very much encouraged, and I'll keep you guys updated. I'll probably be back on here when we have more to unveil as time progresses with the developments of the film.
Are you enjoying making this?
I'm enjoying making this more than preparing for a contest, because I knew at some point that it was going to be necessary to tell my story. I just didn't know when. And I think sometimes when you do it, like if I would have done it like right after Generation Iron, or right when the heat started, the backlash and bullshit, it would have distracted me from getting ready for those shows. Yeah. So I really wanted to make sure that, and I always relied on common sense from others, which I'm sorry, some people are very easily manipulated, and unfortunately that's just the world we live in. So I kind of just let all that negative narrative shit just stir, and it just took a life of its own. So when I was approached with this opportunity right before I won number 7, I was like, this can be the greatest release I could ever have. As far as my story is non-fabricated, it's all factual based, and it's just something fun, and honestly it's necessary for me to also transition into the next chapters of my life, because I don't want to do this 10 years from now or 20 years from now trying to recall events. I'd rather just do it when it's fresh, because we always watch documentaries and it's always 20, 30 years down the road, and the guy's sitting in there, his chair, he's crying about shit, and I'm not, but I'm like, it's no disrespect. I mean, it's not like I won't get teary-eyed. I think people know that I'm, very passionate, but I think I'm in a really good mental and emotional space to have my story told.
Yeah, good time.
I think people, they'll either appreciate it or they won't.
Well, everybody will appreciate it.
But I feel like the people who can stop being childish will be able to take something away from this that will help them for the rest of their life. I really believe that, because the seminars that I do outside of the sport of bodybuilding, I tell some of these stories to them that I don't share with the bodybuilding community. And that's why I continually get asked to come back to speak in front of 2,000 people that are salesmen in Fortune 500 companies.
And we saw that last weekend. 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago?
Valuetainment, was it?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
So,
was
The Vault.
The Mr. Olympia. They called it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
What?
yes,
Tell us about that.
it was the People Helping People agency. So PHP agency. It's ran by Patrick Bet-David. I'm sure you guys know
Definitely
who he
Patrick's
is. So
from Valuetainment. Yeah, Valuetainment. Yeah.
yeah, so that's his company. So
Okay.
they have different. So he'll have his council board members who are also entrepreneurs working under the same umbrella, do different various events throughout the year for their sales force. So what I do is I come in along with other guest speakers, and we just share our perspective on whatever the current topic is for them. So, I'm like I said, I'm very privileged to be in a situation where I can have my voice be heard amongst various types of people. But I know that this documentary will be for the real bodybuilding fans who really want to know who Phil Heath is. They're going to know who he is after this, and then they're going to meet me, and they're going to have a different perspective and a much better appreciation, not just for me, but for the sport, because the sport is going through the NPC, going through the IFBB, got me to this place, with the hard work and all that stuff, but it got me to where I can have multiple businesses, being in control of more of my life than I thought I would be at the age of 25 before I was turning pro, So I'm very happy about it. And, I've talked to Jim Mannion about it. I've talked to Steve Weinberger about it. They're excited about it. So to have the support, because I want them to be able to.
Good.
Also, yeah, because they've known me. I mean, gosh, Jim Mannion just told me a story just yesterday about how he saw me at the junior nationals and stuff. I didn't know this stuff, what his mindset was back then. So it's also good for me to get those stories, because I'm going to look back at this, hopefully with a child one day, and say, that was your dad, look at what he did.
But
that's neat.
Phil, one thing. Your wife sent me a very sexual picture on Instagram yesterday.
What?
It was very sexual. She sent it to me. I was like, wow.
Oh, no.
And it was the most epic, most sexual thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
It was Phil Heath's leg shot. It was a picture of you.
Yeah, I concur.
Do you remember? You remember that picture I showed you, and you said, "What the f is that?"
I said these people showing their booties on Instagram all the time.
It was Phil Heath's hams. and then I know that you can finally, after how many years, train abs with no pain. Correct?
No pain, dude.
No pain.
Fantastic.
No. But
it
so
is...
with legs like that and ability to finally train your waist again.
Yeah.
And a DVD called Breaking the Olympia on Netflix with millions millions will see.
I don't see where you're going with this, AJ.
Phil, come on, bro. You just talked to Jim Mannion and Weinberger.
Yesterday.
Phil,
come on, make AJ's week, month, year,
Phil,
decade.
is there any possibility you will return to the 2020 Olympia this year? So the fans can get excited.
Like that guy?
That's the one.
That's the sexual picture that his wife sent him.
Oh man, that's something special, Phil.
Looks like he's been attacked by Freddy Krueger.
Unfiltered. Who took the shot, by the way?
I think it was Pear did.
Oh wow, okay, Pear, cool.
And you know what's funny? That was a 5.5 week out photo.
Whoa.
5.5 weeks out. You weren't even.
And I'm sure I could probably. Let me see if I can pull up the date. Because sometimes you can pull up the date on these things.
Yeah.
I don't have the original. I think Cherie has the original, but
what year?
But yeah,
what year?
I want to say that was either 2015 or 16. I think it was 15.
Yeah. Wow.
And what's cool about that is 15's legs are in no comparison to what they were in 18. Not even close. but as you can see, those are. I'm gonna do you guys something awesome. Oh man, why do I like you guys so much?
It's Giles' handsome face.
Wow, Chris.
As he keeps telling us all the time.
But essentially, guys, like, we talk about different, shows and whatnot. I mean, dude, like this type of shit. Like, what is this?
2016. 2017?
2016? 2016?
Was that right?
What year is this?
That is 2000. I want to see 2010.
2010.
I think it was 10, yeah.
Yeah. You should have won that one.
In my stories, I had Jay Cutler next to Phil Heath.
This one.
That's 2014. No. Oh,
15.
no.
No, that's 16.
16. I was at that one.
And then, but no, those are those things. I get excited. I look at this shit and I'm like,
Yeah, you get excited. You want to come back and dominate when you look at it.
Yeah,
Look at it more. Look at it more.
Well, what I was going to show you was
Used to be in the cock tease now. Is that what they call it? When you just
yeah.
What year was that?
What year was that?
Hang on.
Oh, that was just a little.
That was yesterday. That was yesterday.
Oh, was that?
That was the week of the Olympia that I lost. So when people say I was in shape, I'm like, dude, like you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. But what's going to be cool about, even like this documentary is that I told you I have a whole hard drive full of never before seen pictures.
Yeah.
So some of these images will probably be shared in this documentary.
Great.
And maybe even some of the marketing stuff just to, help with social media pushes. But, I have some awesome pictures that no one has seen. I shared a few of them with you just over.
You showed one from when you've been training like a few months, and it was like, wow.
Bigger than the men's physique, guys, without using anything. Remember that pic?
That's correct. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one.
I remember that one. Yeah, with your top off, like in his living room partying with a beer in his hand.
Oh, I think I was like 23 years old in that one.
Yeah, I hate him.
Stuff like that. Those are those fun photographs that I was trying to find one more just to make AJ wet himself. But it's, like I said, it's just
the table is moving.
I'll put my phone down. I'm in a great place. I'm in a great place to train.
Good.
Being in Denver, we moved yet again. I told you guys this last year. We've been here for over a year, but I'm closer to the gym. I'm like 12 minutes away from the gym.
Great.
Oh, good.
Join the gym, and that's really what my focus has been, guys. I mean, everybody's like, oh, you're doing Olympia, doing this, doing that. I'm like, guys, like, I am just enjoying this process. I'm enjoying the fact that I can train however the hell I want now. I literally have, I got Patrick Moore coming in tomorrow afternoon.
Great.
I'm going to kick the shit out of him for the next 4 days because he's getting ready for the Arnold.
Yeah.
And, I'm just going to enjoy training. And in the event that I make a decision, the world will know. I mean, obviously, because I can't do anything without people knowing, right? I mean, the minute people see me, I mean, guys, you guys thought I was doing the Olympia 3 weeks out last year.
Yes,
so
we did. We cried.
But you know what that? Let me segue into that really fast. You know what that taught me was that there is appreciation in this sport. There is appreciation for excellence in this sport. And when people don't see it, they get angry. And sometimes they get angry by trolling you just to get your attention. And you know what, guys, I'm here to tell you, I'm here just trying to live in my life just like the next person. I really encourage everybody to continue to just do their best. And if that's something that you guys want me to do, I mean, I did a lot of Olympias for everybody else.
Yeah.
So if I did this one, it would be just for me. And I would hope that people would kind of take a minute to understand what that means, because, you guys both know, like, we all live through life with parents or grandparents or some elder telling you what to do all the time. You need to do this. And then you think, wait a minute, did I graduate high school or graduate college or buy my mom? Like, here's a story. I have a friend, he bought his mom a house, right? Bought it. He's a famous actor, buys his mom a house. His mom says, why'd you do this? He goes, well, I wanted to buy you a house. She goes, who told you to do this? Well, I figured you'd like it. She goes, you figured wrong. I'm fine where I'm at. He goes, but I thought that this would make you happy and this and that and the other. She goes, but that's not what I wanted. And the core of the story is that sometimes we do things just to please other people when really we should have just been living our life and live it honest and be gracious and show gratitude and stuff like that. So I think for me at this point, you know, if I were to do any show, because let's just play the conspiracy shit right now. Like everybody thinks they know what I'm doing. They think, oh, he's doing Athleticon or he's mad at the Olympia and he's gonna do that and he's gonna do the Olympia and then do that, or he's not gonna do anything. And you know, I read this stuff and I hear this shit, and you know, it's funny. This phone doesn't even fucking ring. This phone doesn't ring from the people that you guys, not you two, but these fans get their information from. I don't talk to anybody. My phone's on right now. No one has this number. Only you guys have this number, maybe a handful of other people. No one calls this number. So when you hear stuff online, it's like, shit, man, like, what are you doing? So overall, man, I'm happy to be in the gym. I'm going to kick ass. I would really like to see myself put some size on, you know. I really would like to kind of push myself a little bit just because I'm actually breathing better.
Good.
You know, because of the abdominal surgery, I mean, I had to get the shit, man. My diastasis recti was like out here, and then they back. So imagine you can breathe and living at high altitude. It is brutal. Yeah. So I'm loving the gym.
Your wife is training also. I've seen your wife is joining you at the gym almost each workout now.
How is Cherie? Yeah. Obviously, can we just go quickly to Cherie? How is she? Because obviously we had the problems last year, which, you know, if you want to talk about.
Yeah, you know, I mean, she's much better. I mean, she's been battling with autoimmune issues for forever. Yeah. Obviously, with that combined with breast implant illness, did not help her one bit.
Has it improved since she had the surgery? She had them removed. She's improved?
She has improved. I would say I can notice it more than she can probably, just because I was, you know, around her throughout. Yeah. She was, when I say she was deathly ill, it was not good. But now you're starting to see like the skin, the hair, her nails, like all that stuff, you know, because when you're toxic, your skin takes a beating, your hair takes a beating, your body, your organs take a beating. So now it's like to see like inches coming off, to see her actually be able to eat different foods that normally she would drink water and gain weight. It was really weird. It was really weird. So now, like, she can, she's not eating, you know, like what you would say over where you guys are at Bangers and Mash and shit.
That's only for Giles.
She ain't doing none of that, but like she's eating clean and she's seeing results from it. But she's able to work out with less inflammation, and I think that's a true testament of her detoxifying, because her lymphatic drainage was just complete shit.
Yeah.
And anyone that understands the lymph, if you don't have that drainage going, like, you're gonna continue. Like, it doesn't matter how much massage work and shit you do, it's just gonna sit there. So she's been. I would say Cherie is definitely, like, out of all the people I know, top 3 and people who motivate me because of the fact that, you know, you see people, they get like a freaking hangnail and they cry about it. Like, she's over here taking her situation and actually helping other women. And I, in return, are helping some of the women's boyfriends and husbands, because when women deal with this, who is their support system? Who's in their environment? And I'll be honest, man, there's a lot of women upset at their significant others because they don't have that support. Guys are usually like, well, you're just being a hypochondriac, or you're this, you're that. They're just not being able to listen and to support. So I encourage any woman that has implants to learn about breast implant illness. It doesn't mean you have it. It just means that you need to be informed. But yeah, she's doing much better. I'll tell her that you mentioned her. She sends her love as always. But yeah, she's doing much better. And honestly, I say this to her all the time. I can't wait for your fucking triumphant moment. I can't wait, because that book that one day she's going to have to write, I told her, I was like, you're going to have to write a book about this. You're going to have to do a speech about this. You're going to have to show the world what this is, because it's important. And for any male that has a woman in life that has breast implants, look, I get it. Guys like big ass titties and shit like that. I get that.
I like big ass muscles on this girl now. I like them freaky.
You like bicep implants?
Yes.
But I understand. I understand that, but I'm being serious. Like I but it ain't worth your woman's health. It ain't. Like what you see, I'm telling you, man, you would rather have her here, healthy, loving on you.
Yes.
And if she is going through that shit, you love on her. You don't fucking, you be her best friend. That's it. Like that's all you can do. You don't know what she's going through because you don't have that issue. Yeah. All you can do is be positive, be light. Even if you're separated or whatever, just be a positive person, because anyone that's sick, whether it be BII or something else, you'd be a fucking prick if you're not actually just being a positive person when that person needs you the most, because they're fighting for their life. So, but yeah, Cherie's doing good, man. Like I'm very excited the fact that she can do her spin bike in the house and walk. She can run. She can do her plyos in the backyard. She can do all that cool shit that this girl is. She can lift, dude. I can't wait for her to like start lifting heavy again. Like this woman was. Dude, she was deadlifting 3 plates, like no problem. Like when I met her,
wow.
No problem. I can't wait for her to shit again. Like people are gonna freak. I got with the right woman. Trust me, guys.
Phil, one of the great things knowing you is when we're talking about bodybuilding, because you see things obviously that nobody else can see, because well, you and Ronnie Coleman and Lee Haney, not many men have your titles. Let's break down this Arnold Classic 2020, because this, to me, is this one of the most exciting lineups of all time?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Very exciting.
What do you think about this Arnold Classic lineup? A lot of good names, Phil. A lot of good names in it. Exciting names.
So we've got
Victor Martinez.
We've got Victor. Is Josh is doing it still, right?
Josh is doing
it.
Akim, Patrick Moore. Rami, Bonac, Dexter.
Lionel Baker.
Steve Kuklo. We've missed probably
a lot of names, man.
Sorry? A lot of good names.
A lot of names and a lot of physiques that actually, in my opinion, cancel out one another, if that makes sense.
Okay.
In what way?
In what way will one person will have a major strength, but until they stand next to someone else, it becomes a great weakness.
Yeah,
okay.
So, like, some people will say, like, this guy's really ripped, and then they'll stand next to, like, say, like a Dexter or Bonac, and they'll be like, I guess he wasn't as ripped as we thought. Or this guy's huge until he stand next to, like, a Rami or Josh, and they're like, well, not as much. And everybody has, like, their strong points, but it's going to be who brings the conditioning. I mean, obviously the Arnold is, in my opinion, based on more conditioning, whereas the Olympia is a little bit different because the judges sit further away.
Okay. No, I've never heard that perspective before.
Well, think about it. I mean, you've been to the Olympia. The judges sit quite a ways away.
Yeah, like
because it's
20 rows back.
It's a lot bigger stage.
Yeah.
Whereas the Arnold, I've always seen the judges sit a lot closer.
Yeah.
And so their eye level is different. The parallax is different. Like everything is different, and it's a 1-day comp too. So people just go all in. Whereas the Olympia, it's like, well, you got to have 2 versions of yourself to really nail it. I mean, obviously, in my opinion, it's between Rami and Bonac. I mean, let's just call it what it is.
Yep.
I think Bonac has somewhat of an advantage because he has been on that stage. He has been a winner there. The issue I have is if you're talking about Rami, if he comes in, I mean, he's placed second to me.
2017, yeah.
I've stood next to all these guys, and I'd be a little bit more concerned with Rami than I would with anybody else. Then that doesn't mean that like Bonac can't destroy him, because he has placed higher than Rami. I don't like playing the conspiracy thing of like, if this person comes in shape, because we can only base on what we've seen.
Yeah.
So, based on what I've seen, I feel that with Rami being, I would say, in shape for the last year and a half, he didn't let himself go at all, even after his injuries. To me, he would be the person that would shock and awe the crowd more than anyone else. But I would like to see the call out. If I was going,
And
I would want to see
Cedric is also in the lineup. We forgot to mention him.
Correct.
Cedric McMillan is also there.
Cedric is great. He's won that show, but with this lineup, I just don't stand. I don't see him standing next to a Ramy, Bonac, Dexter. Those three guys, like, that's tough to beat.
Cedric always gets a good placing at the Arnold, though, even when.
But those guys are never there when he gets those placings.
He's never placed. I mean, he's been.
But they're not there.
First, second, third in the last 3 years. 16,
never...
17, 18, second, third, first, third, and he's been in good lineups.
But he didn't compete with big names then.
He's never beat Dexter, though, right? He's never beat him.
No, never beat Big Ramy either.
No.
He never beat Ramy. Never beat Bonac.
So he always seems to get a very good place. That's my point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I say good luck, gentlemen. I think I think everybody has a chance. I would, what call out I would probably like to see is the call out just with the big guys, like just with Josh, Cedric, and Ramy. I guess you can throw in Kuklo in there. You can. He'll be in shape.
Do you think Patrick could crack top 6?
Actually, I do, and that's why he's flying out to see the Jedi Master. Because I need to see what he's got going on. And
Obi-Wan.
Although, and just so everybody knows, although he works with Aceto, I work with Hani. There's a respect.
Yeah.
So to Chris Aceto, I don't step on any toes with what you do. I'm just here to kick your boy's ass and kind of see what he's able to put up there. I do believe that he's made improvements. That he's already, from the videos and pictures he's already shared with me, he's already, I would say, right where he was the week of the Olympia. So that means that he hasn't allowed himself to get too far out of shape. But I'll have to see how the muscles move when we're training. But I think he brings the conditioning that some of these guys just don't, and he has younger muscle.
He did at the Olympia, but the photos I've seen, I mean, me and AG disagree. I think he's definitely put size on since the Olympia. You think he looks exactly the same at this point out, don't you, compared to what we saw at the Olympia? But I do think he's bigger. I think he's put a little bit of size on.
I can tell you from what I've seen, because I have the pictures in my phone, is that his legs got better.
Yeah.
The teardrop increased in muscle density. His outer street got better. He has those narrow hips, so anything that he can have flaring out is going to look twice the size, right?
Good abs.
Calves got better. Back got a little bit wider. And ultimately it comes down to just, he can present his physique very well. We talk about mindset a lot. I think that's why he did so well at the Olympia. He could have arguably placed a couple slots higher, but I think in this lineup, this is where he kind of can solidify like where he is in that top 10 in the world.
Yeah.
I think he can be as high as 6th. Some guys, I can tell you this, if some guys fuck up, and it's funny, I said this last year when we were talking about the Olympia. These guys would fuck up. You saw what happened. So if these guys fuck around and not take things serious,
I'd have had him swapping with Cedric at the Olympia. I had him 7th place. And like you said, for me, he was one of the stars of last year's show.
But now, we know he told us at Olympia the size because they can't see. So Cedric was a lot bigger than Patrick Moore. So maybe that's why.
Possibly, yeah.
I think. Cedric does have more size than Patrick.
A lot more size, yeah.
He has more size. I think where Cedric fails is that he's not hard.
Oh, that's
not hard. And it's not a knock. It's just he's just not as hard as some of the other guys placing above him. But I think Patrick, because of him being so new, his body being so fresh, and he knows how to present this physique.
Yes.
Because that's what it comes down to, guys. I mean, we see some of these pros walk around and people are like, fuck, this guy's massive. He's this. And you see the presentation, you're like, that's why he's not the champion. That's why he doesn't, the muscles don't jump out. So we're working on that as well. But I think he's already on everybody's radar.
Yeah.
He is. He is. I that and to me, that is something that I think every up and comer wants is respect. I think you want respect. I think you want that, and I think that's going to help motivate him to crack that top 6. So personally, I have him in that top 6.
Yeah, it's a big show. This is a big show for him because I think he's got an opportunity now to ride off that hype from the Olympia, and if he does well, that means he's going to be stepping over names that previously were above him.
For me, this is a big show because a lot of people around living in Norway, there when people start talking about you there, that means you have something special. And Patrick Moore, a lot of the guys who a lot of guys who do men's physique that are younger, that like bodybuilding, but they're just competing men's physique, as amateurs.
Yeah.
They like the smaller shape, not smaller, but the more aesthetic physique. Mm-hmm. And Patrick Moore, I think he's their favorite. He's very popular around of the modern day physique.
Yeah.
So this show it's a big show for him.
Bodybuilding is, to me, kind of like lining up a bunch of different exotic vehicles. Where does your eyes go? And sometimes it goes to guys like Patrick because of them being so fresh, so new, a mixture of old with current. He has potential to grow. I think those are the reason why fans, kind of like how I was embraced by a lot of people when I came on the scene, because I heard the same shit. Oh, you remember, he looked like Shawn Ray, Kevin LeVron, Flex Wheeler, this and that. And then, it takes and then but the goal is to, and Patrick knows this, he's very smart, is that the goal is to take that with all gratitude, but then to continually stay hardworking and to ask questions on how to get better and play life with your eyes and know that, although these people are, this and that, they're not the judges. They're not these are in it. This is not reality. So
he's a very hungry guy. When we spoke to him, he's like, I can see why you two connected, because he has that same sort of mindset and work ethic that you have. And I think that's why you two have really kind of come together. He's
very polite, and you can depend on him too. And because we had a Patrick Moore,
yes,
you just got to make sure. For him, he just has to make sure that he's in the right frame of mind to do what he does best, which is compete and do it with a great smile. He's a handsome guy. You need people that don't look like fucking Neanderthals up there on stage, in my opinion, to sell shit. So he has the look. He has the muscles. I mean, I'm just being honest, guys.
Got with a big clutch.
Guys, I'm not gonna. You guys laugh, but you know I'm right.
Yeah. Of course, we mention it all the time.
I own businesses, right? I'm not gonna hire someone to hold up my product and say I take this when he looks like a Cro-Magnon. It just
dragging a mammoth.
No, this is a big year, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a big year for everybody. I think a lot of people want to see that Phil Heath, Brandon Curry. A lot of Phil. I know a lot of people want to see that Phil Heath, Brandon Curry matchup.
That would be awesome.
A lot of people want to see that, Phil. A lot of people want to see the Phil Heath versus Brandon Curry, man.
I think his trainer wants to see it more than anybody. No one really talks about it that much more than him.
That's true. That's true.
Well, he wants to see it. Really,
I mean,
he loves you both.
I think at the end of the day, I think it's I'm probably the trophy more than the Sandow to that camp.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it, because my name comes up in repeated conversation when really I didn't even compete last year. My name's coming up. Why didn't you talk about Ramy? Because Ramy has beat you every time. Mm-hmm. So is it because he doesn't work out at Oxygen anymore? Is that why? It could be that. Or it could just be the fact that, you want to go after who you feel in your heart is the best around.
Yeah.
So
I think it's more that.
It could be any of that. And honestly, it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, what matters to me is what Phil wants, because
do it for you.
If you put yourself in my position, I've beaten all these guys. So the last time I lost to Dexter was or he placed higher than me was 2009.
2009.
So imagine that. So that's Dexter.
Yeah.
All those other guys have never placed higher. The last time Victor Martinez placed higher than me was 2007.
That was a great story with Dexter. Remember when they were coming up and Phil said, I'm going to take you. And slowly 2 years. And you never saw him again.
So those are those things. It's like, well, in my opinion, it's like, guys, you had 10 plus years to go figure this out. I mean, so I don't know. I think I bring more excitement than they do, and I think that's just the reason why people want it, and that's due to the fact that I worked my ass off for those 10 plus years and be, top 10. I mean, I've never placed outside of the top 5 in any competition I've ever done, ever. So I know that, they're dealing with their own, identity because of what other athletes have said about the Olympia win. And at the end of the day, I'll tell Brandon this: Brandon, you won the Olympia. Congratulations. You did your thing. The problem is that you may not be saying it, but your team is saying it, and they're saying the wrong things, and they need to be just focusing on just you and your goals, and that's it. When it comes to me, baiting me and trolling and all this other stuff, that doesn't do anything. I got 7 sandows in my house. Like, I think I'm just fine. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. Now, if I did decide to, want to throw on some posing trunks again for an audience, you think I would tell you, or do you think I would show you? And I think that's the thing. Is,
but to Abdullah's defense, Abdullah is a passionate guy.
Yeah, he's a fan of bodybuilding.
He's a fan of bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I know you guys used to talk, be friends or whatever. Brandon Curry has never said any disrespectful thing about you to any of us, and we talk to Brandon a lot. So just so you know that. And Abdullah, I just think he just wants action. And for him,
it's a motivating factor for him. Like you said, it's a prize. Having you going against Brandon is almost more of as much of a prize as them getting another Sandow.
As you said.
Yeah, it's a marker. It's a challenge. It's right. Okay, we got something to go after now.
That's exactly what it is. But I mean, are we having trainers talk for their athletes? I mean, I last thing I heard, Conor McGregor talks for himself. Floyd Mayweather talks for himself. Jay Cutler talked for himself. Ronnie Coleman talked for himself.
Yeah, but with Abdullah, he's kind of like living his own. He's like a kind of, how can I put this? He's a passionate coach that needs his own goals as well, and he wants to see his guy go up against,
Then that can be selfish, because to me, it's about the athlete and what they want. If you notice, you never see Hadi do interviews. Why is that? Yeah. He's the greatest coach in our history of our sport, and no one talks about it. He's the greatest one of all time. He has 19 Olympia winning shows. 19.
And it's got my new guy, Andrew Dayu.
19.
Oh, yeah.
Say it again. 19 fucking titles in multiple categories, from figure to men's physique to open class bodybuilding.
That is impressive. Yeah, very impressive.
That's pretty fucking impressive. So
that's just the difference. That's just the difference between Hadi and Abdullah, though. I don't think it's any less or more, or it's just the way they want. It's what they choose to motivate themselves, and what gets them. When he's training Brandon, it's like, right, we've got something to say in his ear. Maybe when he's on those tired days,
you should look at it as a compliment.
It's a compliment. It's a target. It's a challenge.
Guys, I'm not taking it as disrespect. Trust me.
Good.
Yeah, I don't take it. I need to address that. Like, I don't take it as just because he wants it so much that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that you never hear Bill Belichick for the New England Patriots talk like this. You never hear Phil Jackson, who coached the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan, talk like this. You know what they do? They talk about that shit in private, and then they go out and do it.
Right. Okay.
And those are the things. So, ask yourself this, Giles. Ask yourself this. How would Tim Grover address this?
He doesn't know who Tim Grover is.
So Tim Grover was the one that trained Jordan, that trained Kobe, that trained Dwayne Wade, that mentored Coach K.
Right.
And all these.
Okay. I'm picking it up.
So what I'm saying is that I think you have to make sure that when you're excited about your athlete, that isn't silence a good weapon? Because right now you're trying to beat down my door, and you're kind of turning your back on the other people who you didn't really dominate them. Because I could clearly talk about Hadi Choopan, who only weighed 217 fucking pounds, that literally didn't get a visa until the 11th freaking hour to come to America. I don't think people understand what he accomplished.
Yeah.
That dude, look up some of those pictures. That dude, holy shit, he brought it. And he got a lot of respect. And obviously he won the fans. He won the fans first freaking show in America. So I think you're kind of you might be overshooting yourself by just focusing on a person who has yet to commit to a show when you got guys that are still ready to go out and kick some ass.
Hang on a minute. How are they delivering this? Like, are these guys trolling you on Instagram, or are they saying are they like Abdullah and that kind of are they goading you in any way, or are they just putting it out there, or are they just putting it out generally and it's coming back to you?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to get too personal about the interactions I've had with Abdullah, but what I will say is this: it wasn't taken in kind, and he had every opportunity to, in my opinion, handle it with more professionalism, the way he went about things.
Okay.
I think you become very emotional. You say things by accident, or you do.
Was this right after the Olympia, or was it? I mean, if he's putting if he's going on your Instagram and saying compete against my guy pussy or whatever like that, then that's out of order. But if he's just if he's getting enthusiastic and going, right, we're going after Phil next, this is our next, it's kind of over enthusiasm maybe.
It was just more over enthusiasm, but most importantly, I mean, look, we all have mutual friends within this industry, but when you try to communicate messages to them to say, hey, Giles, I want you to send this to AJ. Yeah. Which is to goat him when I have AJ's number. Why not just hit me up?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So stuff like that to me is like... To me, stuff like that, that's not necessary. Yeah. If you wanted to me, here's a very quick one. If you watch the movie Ali with Will Smith, right? He goes to Muhammad Ali. He goes to prison, right? And he gets out. He has to give up his belt. He lost some money. He gets picked up by Joe Frazier. They're in the car. He's telling Joe how we need to fight. We need to fight because I need my title back, and you have my title, but also I need some money. So they're just driving, and then Joe just looks right at him, or he looks right at Will Smith and says, I'm going to kick your ass, just so you know. We'll set this fight, but I'm going to kick your ass. And then after that, Will Smith's just like, all right, like this, all right. And then Joe says what? He says, hey, you good? You need some money? Everything okay? And to me, that is what I would expect. That is something like, hey, I'm going to hit you up directly. It ain't got to be for social media. It ain't got to be for any of that bullshit. Yeah. It's just like, hey, man, are you doing this show, man? Because honestly, bro, I need that fucking title. What? You already have the title. Well, I need the title from the greatest of all time in my era or whatever. That's what I need. That's what I want. That's what I desire. You say that shit to me, then it might have been different. But all that shit is over now. Now it's it became something stupid and childish. And for me, it's I don't have to prove shit to nobody. And for him and everybody else to be he'll say it, and his people over there in his country will say, that are obviously supporting Brandon, which is great. Oh, he's too scared and this and that. I wasn't scared enough to win 7 Sandals, man. Come on.
It's like when we spoke about this in the summer, and it said the fans that say, come on, we want 8, and it's well, Giles, if I go back and I go get 8, then they're going to be, we want 10, you go get 10. Oh, we want 12, and then you won't do 13, and then they go, oh, he's then they're trolling you again. It's they're fickle. They're fickle.
What do you give up in doing all that?
Yeah.
Give up. I mean, bodybuilders give up a lot to do one show, let alone be Mr. Olympia for damn near a decade.
How much do you give them?
Just one thing, since you know Hani Rambad well, this thing with America and Iran, I'm not a politician. Do you think Hani, what's it called? Hadi will be able to, do you think he will be able to come to America in 2020 Olympia? Is Hani already working on something, taking phone calls?
Yeah, they've already been working on that, and that's
Already?
something
Go for that.
is so, it's
It's
tough.
sad,
right?
sad.
It's a sad thing, but I mean, the good thing is that he was able to get in America before. Obviously, it was just for competition. It's not like he stayed here for 2 months or 6 months. It was like he did his competition, he did his work, and then he left. You can only hope that would be, allowed again, just because of the setting a precedent that, hey, we gave him access, he came here, he did what he had to do, but you just don't know. I would hope that there would be a way for not just Hani to get this done, because Hani had to. God bless the man. I mean, he's the reason why that happened.
Yeah,
I
he
would
got
a lot of.
we heard. He told us. He told us.
I would really hope
Amazing.
that, like, if there's any other person in our federation or someone within it that has a friend that is like a person that lives there or something like that, use those networking tools and help Hani help his client to get there, because I would love to see that. I would love to see him, because I've been able to engage with Hadi, and what a gentleman. Just a super nice guy, and he just loves bodybuilding, man. And to have him have his goals be shattered because of some government shit is just sad, because you saw him being embraced by his countrymen. When I mean, could you?
And also at Olympia here now, some people who don't speak any, like Ronnie Raquel or thing, you speak no English. You don't get their vibe as well. But Hadi, even though he spoke no English at this Olympia, you just feel bodybuilding.
Yes.
With him.
The press conference where it's translated, passion, and I was stood right next to Ron Harris when that interview they got under 130,000 views. I was stood right next to him, and he was going to a translator, and everyone was just stood around, totally engaged. Totally engaged. It was great. It was great to see.
I think that's important, guys. I think it's important to, have those stories, man, and having someone like that in America. Like, look, man, like, Americans, we don't hate those people. Like, that's between governments and shit. Like, we ain't over here. You don't see me over here online talking shit to them, and they ain't doing it to me. So we're hoping that a bodybuilder's dream can be made by him coming back and competing at it. And, if that doesn't happen, I mean, it's a travesty, to be honest. I would just hope that if that did happen, that there would be some way for him to compete at a show where all of the top guys would also venture out. Like,
if he comes back, who's Hani gonna prep, you or him, if you came back also? You gonna prep both of you, or if you, let's say you came back?
He's done it before. He did it with me.
And Jay?
He did it with me and Jay. He actually worked with Gustavo for the 2007 Arnold Classic. So, so he's done it multiple times.
He was good back then, no?
So he did it multiple times. So I don't think if, Hani and I haven't really had that, that long sit-down convo of me coming back. We played around with it, but not like, this is what we're doing, it's just been more of like, oh, that would be fun if you did this, but do you realize that you're giving up this, and this, and this, just to go get this? And what does that mean to you? Because it's time out of his life too, time out of my life, time out of Cherie's life to focus on something that I've done quite well. All for who? For someone that says that you can't do it again. It's like, you're always going to hear that nonsense. And, I should do these talks with my trophies set up in the background just so that people can stare at them. I don't know. I'm very comfortable in my position as being a 7-time champion. But I'm not comfortable with not accepting change. So, like, meaning, like, I'm willing to do businesses, obviously, creating new opportunities for myself. And if bodybuilding is one of those things, then all I need is the gym, right? I go in that place by myself and I come out, looking like a fucking Super Saiyan. So, I mean, like, it's a simple thing, but at the same time, it's, I'm promoting a lot of balance for everybody else. And if I can't do it in my own life, and I'm kind of like not helping, others. So,
Yeah.
I would really like to know, like it's like I said, guys, like it's not like I haven't talked to Jim or Steve. I got a great relationship with them, uh, but I haven't really sat like for me to just say this is what I'm doing. I'm doing the show. Like it takes more than just saying, "Hey, I'm doing it." Like let's go, and everybody's happy and this and that. It's like no, I mean you have to map shit out, like because let's just hypothetically say, okay, he does it. Now it's back to you, Giles. You do it, you win. What's next? That's going to be asked. It's not going to be like, oh,
give us 9, Phil. Give us 9. Do the Arnold.
Yeah, right. It's not going to be the 9.
Try to make him not do it now.
I'm trying to give, like Phil said, I'm trying to give balance. Hey, look, we all want Phil to come back, but he's got to do what's right for him.
Like we said with Phil, with you, as a fan,
Phil does what he wants.
We really want to see you come back, but as a fan, if you didn't come back, it wouldn't change the legacy at all. You know what I mean?
But it's important for him to show transition, not just to himself, but to the fans as well. So it's important that he doesn't disconnect completely from the industry, because it's important for him to be able to, for us to see that kind of, do interviews, tell us about what he's up to, tell us about these new businesses. Because some of these guys, Phil, they stop bodybuilding and they've got nothing else going on. And it's tragic, because that's why you don't hear from them, because it's almost like they don't want to be heard from. So it's nice to hear that you're successful in other areas. Yeah, sorry.
It becomes bitterness, and that's not what this is about.
We know plenty of them, Phil. We know plenty of them.
Bro, and everybody watching knows who those people are. Those are the bitter ass people that talk shit about current champions, non-fucking stop.
Yep.
Those same people talk shit about me throughout my entire career, and they have nothing but just shit talking, because they know that they'll use their what we call a shield as a sword, and that's not okay. My job is to promote the sport as best as I can, to let everybody know what the sport has done for me and my family, to let those fans know throughout the entire world. Like, look, like I said, like I showed you the thank you notes and stuff like that. Those are things that are important. Those are things that don't go unnoticed.
It's gratitude. It's gratitude.
That's the key. If you don't have that in your vocabulary,
both ways,
you're losing out on life. But as far as like competing, I'm going to compete with myself in the gym. And what I mean by that is, guys, like, I don't want to miss out on any other opportunities either. And that means Hollywood. So I don't want to just say, I'm just doing bodybuilding and stuff. And then, oh shit, like you got a movie role that's staring you in the face. And now you have to say no to that because you committed to this. It's like, where do you want to see yourself in the next 5 years type of conversation? Because you can't just say, oh, Phil Heath, like for instance, I want to be in Hollywood. So if I want to be in Hollywood, I need to do Hollywood shit. That you know what I'm saying? So that means, okay, that doesn't mean that, hey, Phil, like you have to lose 30 pounds, because no one is telling me that. No one that I've met with in that area has said, you got to lose a lot of weight, man, this and that. It's like, nah, man, keep doing what you're doing. Just be in shape. And I'm like, well, that's bodybuilding. So if both ended up working out great, if one took over the other one, okay, that's just where the universe and God wanted me to be. I just want to put myself in the best position to succeed. Yeah. And if that number is called, and who knows, man, maybe I wake up one day and I roll over and look at Sheree and I just say, let's go down to the fucking basement and get that John. Like I don't know, but I'm not gonna. It's January, whatever, and I think I have time. And the good thing was that I didn't just sit on my ass when I was healthy enough to train last year. After I had those 5 months of not training and the brutal shit in my head and just trying to get life in order, I feel like I owe it to myself to just go to the gym, kill it, put up videos for people. If people like it, great. If they don't, who gives a fuck? Because I'm posting it.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's something that we've talked about. You just got to go out there and put your best foot forward. You're going to say things that may ruffle some people's feathers up. Who cares? Like, seriously, who cares, man? Like, you guys are in that boat too now. You're going to put out your product. Someone may not like it. So what? You're doing what you are born to do. You're doing what you love. And because I'm sure as hell not going online and saying, yeah, that sucked and this and that. I'm too busy focusing on my own shit and being happy. I encourage everybody to do the same. And that's why I come on your show over everybody else's because you guys have been consistent. You guys tell the truth. You don't fabricate bullshit. You don't do the clickbait stories. You tell the whole story, not just a little bit to get the clicks. You tell the whole stuff. And those people watching know who they are. I encourage even them. Hey, man, pick up the phone. Oh, we don't want to talk to Phil. Well, why not? You sure do talk about me.
yeah, exactly. Very good point.
Yeah.
So, and actually, I'm accessible. I may not be accessible to everybody. That doesn't mean that we have a conversation and you go do a video about it. But I can have a conversation with anybody. I can have a conversation with any fan or any troll that wants to be an adult and go on my social media pages and just ask away. I encourage everybody to ask away because who's your favorite bodybuilder? If your favorite bodybuilder is any of these current guys, well, I've beaten them. And I can tell you how I did it. So I can help you become a better version of yourself.
Oh, yeah. Giles, any final words to Phil from you first?
Well, he didn't make me cry this time.
Season 2 Global Muscle.
Yeah. I feel like this is like it's a bit of a milestone again. Like the first episode of Global Muscle season 1, we had Phil on, and then when we got we upgraded everything. We had Phil on again, and it's nice to have that continuous. It's like it's a bit of a marker for me. It's difficult to say really.
No, Phil, we're excited. We don't have to go too emotional. What's going to happen? We're excited for 2020.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's what we're going to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
It's dope. And, season 2 is upon you guys.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you both.
Thank you.
You guys put a lot of time, energy, your own money, a lot of things. I want everybody, you are not going to say this, but I'm going to say it for you guys. The fans, support these guys time and time again. They use their own resources majority of the time to present a quality product. It's no bullshit. There's no like, hey, this is what we're going to talk about, Phil. They just hit me up because we've developed a great rapport so we can just talk like gentlemen and give you guys a great interview. But I ask you all to just, if you can like it or comment or something, let these guys know what they're doing so then they can do an even better job because they're actually really passionate about this shit. Whereas other people are just in it for the fame. It's a little different. So, with that, guys, salute to you both. I'll be on here again. I know I will probably in this summer probably, but continue to, obviously, everybody that's watching this, follow me, please, on all my social media outlets. We got a lot of cool stuff going on. And last but not least, I'll do it for AJ because he wants to talk a little shit. AJ wanted a new calendar for the year. AJ's telling me, he goes, what kind of calendar do you want? And I said, I don't know, man, but this month is January. I don't know. But I think everybody can have a good sense of humor and realize that there's fun anything you do. If you can make yourself laugh, try it. Yeah. Try it because you can have a much better day. But I'm in full gratitude. Thank you guys, and
thank you. Got
a lot. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about more. But I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
We appreciate.
Back to work, and I'm gonna pick up Patrick Moore tomorrow and go kick the shit out of him so he can do his thing at the Arnold Classic.
Yeah, fantastic, Phil. Well, as always, mate, thank you so much for the time, for being so open, honest, and accessible. And you really. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Phil. Bye-bye.
Guys,
bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Phil. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you. He nearly got me going at the end there.
No, I saw you were starting.
I was like, no. Oh, something my eye. Go and watch episodes 1 and 9, and you'll see episode 1. You'll see me like do this because I get a little bit emotional because he always finds some way. He always touches that nerve, that something he says that resonates. So I think the thing is we've got a really good special friendship built with Phil because he was the first person to come on our show. And we built, like I said, a good friendship with him. We did the Global Muscle Pro Tour with him in the summer, and he's just a great guy. Great guy. Good
Global
friends.
Muscle, the only channel you can get.
So making a video of that last.
Where you can get to know Phil Heath.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's more. Value entertainment.
It's a big perk and a very, very a nice way to benefit personally but it's a chance for these guys to really be themselves and feel comfortable and, not feel like we're going to go and make clickbait titles and stuff like that. We're going to we treat them with respect because I respect all these athletes. I think they're amazing people.
And so those black men too with the give him in the cover.
Yes,
bodybuilder of the decade.
Bodybuilder of the decade, yeah, Phil Heath. Okay then, big thank you there to Phil Heath, 7-time Mr Olympia with his GOAT calendar. So,
and we are
AJ, and we are out. Okay, for our second athlete in our global muscle star profile, who do we have, AJ?
Somebody that's very special to us, isn't it?
He is.
Arnold
Vosloo. yeah.
The Ricky Martin of South Africa.
Ricky Martin.
Arnold, we saw you last year, didn't we?
Yes.
We saw you, a lot of people with Hollywood good looks rely only on that.
Like ourselves.
But you really did some amazing battling on stage last year, didn't you? To get that pro card. Tell us about more of those battles.
Yeah, I tried my best. Obviously, I did the Two Bros Pro show. I got third there. I did the Amateur Olympia in Spain. I won that show. And then I did two regional. I did a regional show. I won the overalls there. And then I did a Vietnam show where I got second. And that's when I kind of just called it a season. Did a bit of marketing, traveled a little bit, took a bit of a break, fixed a couple of things that I needed to my physique. And 2020 is and I'm looking to get that pro card this year, hopefully.
Also, I think it's worth mentioning that he does compete in the classic class.
Yes.
We didn't mention it. Yes. We didn't mention it. Sorry. Sorry. We just we know him too well, you see. So.
What's your height and weight on stage, by the way?
So my height is about 6'1". So my weight cap is 220, which is about 100 kilos.
220 at 6 foot.
But I normally walk around at about 110, around there. So I probably have to drop a good 10 kilos for the show. But my weight cap's 220. And then if you turn pro, you get an extra, I think it's 10 pounds. So then my weight cap would go up to 105, 104.5, something like that.
Do you struggle to make weight?
To be honest, I do a little bit. The first two shows I didn't, but then as the season went on and, you grow a little bit more, then I struggled a little bit towards the end. Also because you want to come in as full as possible, so that you obviously look full and dry. But I struggle a little bit to make weight, but it is what it is, right?
So say there was no weight restriction in the Classic. What do you think your physique would sit best at? Body weight wise,
if I could just grow and just train and just, I'd probably say I could be lean, hard, stage ready at 109, 108.
109, okay.
That's
pretty big. That's 230.
So you won the amateur. What was the show called again? You won your class.
It was the Amateur Olympia in Spain.
So you lost the overall against what type of physique beat you at the overall?
To be honest with you, it was kind of apples and oranges, I wouldn't, I wouldn't say there was anything wrong. The guys are a little bit shorter, I'm looking back on it, there's nothing really I could have done better. It was just one of those things, it's just apples, oranges. They just preferred a different look on the day. And that's cool, so just go back to the drawing board and come back better.
I have to be honest, I've seen much less better physiques in the last couple of years
that has pro cards
getting pro cards. So for me, because obviously we've been following you on the last year or so, and I remember seeing photos, and then I was like, oh, he's gonna win the Two Bros, absolutely gonna win the two. And then when I got third, I was thinking, what were the other two guys like? And then remember George White said he saw it and he says the best class in the entire show was the Classic. Remember Black Panther won it, didn't he?
Dankova.
Yeah. So obviously when I saw the pictures, it was just sod's law that you went up against probably the two best physiques in the whole contest. But so it was really frustrating to see someone with his physique as good as yours. Because when I heard that you got third, I was like, well, maybe he's one of these Instagram guys who looks great on Instagram, but maybe his physique doesn't translate on stage. But then I saw the stage pictures, and you look every bit as impressive. So you're so close.
But you know what the thing is? If you look at a guy like Black Panther, like he looked amazing on the day. Black Panther does his first pro show, smokes everyone, and wins the show and goes to Olympia within like his first 6 months, you know. So the standard was really, really high. But you know, at the same time, you know, a lot of people are concerned about a pro card, etc., etc. For me, don't get me wrong, like I really do want the pro card and I would love to have it, but it doesn't define me. You know what I mean? I still want to build a physique that's worthy of being a pro. I don't just want to get the card and be like, you know, well, it's great to have the card and all that. It looks good on your CV. I want to build something that's worthy of being a pro. You know, I also want to build something that's pleasing to myself and pleasing for, you know, the judges and all that kind of thing. So, you know, a lot of people are like, I think Matt Jansen put up a quote the other day. It's like, don't build a body worthy of being a pro, you know. Don't worry about the card the whole time. Build a physique that's worthy of being pro.
And that's why also I was sad for you not winning the pro card, but it cheered me up when I saw what you were doing in India. Tell me about your Indian, because he was taking over India.
Of course.
Tell us more about your Indian takeover.
I saw all that.
So obviously India has like a massive expo there. The promoters like Sharu, Manish, they fly some really like social media influencers, high profile athletes. You know, Kai Green was there, Phil Heath was there. You know, all the celebrity athletes were there, and I was fortunate enough to be invited as well to go. And you know, after that, I think we did a little tour of India. Went down to Bangalore. Spent about 8 days there, and India is such an incredible place. You know, the fans are so welcoming. You know, there's a billion population there. So for someone, you know, for marketing and all that kind of thing, if you could just capture like a little percent of that market, it'd be really, really good for you.
And that's what I recommend to a lot of people. Go to India. And I always say India is the place to go to make a name. I saw you, because they really appreciate your physique down there, don't they? I saw the reaction to you.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of questions that you get there, because obviously South Africans, like, we're genetically very tall, big guys, you know what I mean? So obviously they look up to you, you know, but it's just, they're just so hungry for knowledge there. They're so hungry, they want to learn. And someone like me and the people I was surrounded with, we're so passionate. We want to give back. We want to show people, you know, why we're passionate about this sport and why we enjoy it, you know. So it was all just like energy. They feeding off of us, we feeding off of them. It was just such a humbling and such an amazing experience. Also to see how some of those people live, you know, how fortunate we are that, you know, we can afford all the food and the best gyms and all that kind of stuff, whereas they, you know, they struggle to get the nutrition in. The gym equipment isn't always the best, you know. Some of them have really, really tough lives. And to see what they can do with a little bit that they have, it was really, really humbling.
So going back to Classic, do you think you'll always stay in Classic, or do you or is it just like a stepping stone maybe to Open, or, Open?
Oh, to be honest, it's 100% a stepping stone.
Okay.
I think so I played rugby for 3 years. When I left school, you know, I went to university. I played professional rugby for 3 years. So I kind of only did my first competition around 2015.
Yeah.
You know, so I started off at like 90 kilos, and every year I've just progressed. And now the last 2 years I've kind of had to put the brakes on, you know, the weight a little bit, you know, try not to get too heavy and kind of like just cap a little bit. But for me, you know, it's 100% a stepping stone. You know, I want to do this for as long as I possibly can, you know. So for me, it's 100% stepping stone. I'd love to do the Open class in the future for sure.
So what about your contest plans for 2020? Because I would personally like to see you come back to the UK and get your pro card, because I think there's unfinished business there.
So I'm looking to do the Amateur Olympia in Tunisia in about 9 weeks' time.
Oh, 9 weeks! Wow.
So I'm busy. Yeah. So I'm prepping for that show. Hopefully I come right there. If I don't come right there, then I'll just keep going until I do get it. You know, I was actually hoping that the two pros, the same promoters, also have the pro show. I don't know if they have Classic Physique in the show, the pro show this year.
I'm not sure about that. I think it's men's bikini, men's physique, and female physique. I'm not sure yet. We'll get you the information. We'll send you the information about that.
Yeah, but definitely. I mean, if I don't come right there, I definitely will be going back to Choopan's Pose. I mean, everything was so well run. Really loved. I love England. I love London. The travel there, everything is just amazing. Obviously, it's English, so it's a lot easier to communicate with everyone. To find food is really easy. But I really enjoyed it last time. It's a happy hunting ground, you could say.
Yeah.
Last question: who is going to win the Arnold Classic class? In your opinion?
Ooh. To be honest with you, I'm a big fan of Steve Laureus.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Great physique.
Second place last year.
I know Steve took second last year. I know he's taken some time off now. He's working with Neil Hill. I think his physique, this whole time off is really is probably going to pay dividends. I know he had a lot of time to go into the division. And I know Terence Ruffin's also working with John Meadows. I would love to see him because I've only seen him at Olympia.
Yeah.
So I want to see him in a big stacked lineup, how he does, because he's been off for like 2 years now that he hasn't done like any really big shows.
Sorry, who's this? Sorry?
Terence Ruffin.
No, he competed. Because he's put. I saw some pictures of him recently, and he's put a lot of size on.
Yeah. He's working with John Meadows, so I'm sure his physique's probably gone to like the next level.
He won the show just recently.
Was it last year?
No, it was this year.
Okay. Well,
remember he didn't he win a show in November?
November.
Yeah, he did do a show towards the end of last year, which he did win, but it wasn't like a big, it wasn't like an Arnold Classic or Olympia show, just one of the smaller shows. So I want to see him like against like the really top guys in the division.
Okay.
Well, we started season 2, and
the first names that come up.
Because, when we say something on Instagram, Arnold, a lot of people use Instagram just as promote themselves or whatever. When we see talent we like, we actually follow them for the whole year, even though if they're a pro or amateur.
Yeah.
And we can also see you have a good heart, and that makes me like your physique even more. And it's
thanks, man.
So it's awesome seeing some South African power here. And we will, and I hope one day we can have a longer interview when you turn pro.
Yes, definitely.
That's the plan, eh?
Yeah. Okay then, Arnold.
Gotta give us some arm shot, Arnold. Gotta give us some muscle, bro.
AJ and his gunshots. Hey! Fantastic. Okay, well, really appreciate you coming on now. AJ's wrecking the set already. Yeah, really appreciate you coming on, and it's nice to connect with you, and we wish you all the best for 2020. And please give this guy his pro card, because he really deserves it, because he is working hard. This guy is working really hard.
What's your Instagram name before we go?
It's Arnold_Vosloo_official.
Okay, so it's officially Arnold Vosloo.
It's official.
It's official. Okay, Arnold, thanks for coming on, and we will speak to you very soon. Probably speak to you on Instagram.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you, Arnold. Bye-bye.
Good guy, eh?
Fantastic. I like him. Really good guy. Yeah,
great physique.
Yeah.
Really good physique.
Yeah, it was fantastic when he did that little tour of India and stuff. It was good. It's nice. You could see the appreciation that the fans had for his physique. So really good guy, and he's like I said,
and he's walking around India, bro. Tall white guy, all them small midget Indians.
Beautiful teeth, teeth
glowing, showing the guns.
Yeah.
Guys going ham.
Fantastic. Yeah, I wish him all the best, because like I said, I've not been just mean to the guys. Maybe got pro cards I'm just saying. My point was, he is such a good physique. It was tough to see a guy do 4 or 5 shows and come so close, and even winning in categories but losing the overalls. But just keep going, Arnold, and you'll get. I've every faith that you'll get your pro card this year, and we will see you at the Olympia, because he's absolutely fantastic, isn't he? So okay, that was our second and final athlete.
What's it called?
In our new what?
What is it called? The segment called again?
The Global Muscle Star Profile.
Oh, okay. If you didn't know, now you know.
Yeah, it's very new. Okay then, AJ, and we are out.